was in last
Yeah,
session.
you did. Okay. Hey. Oh, hey. We're live.
What?
Hey.
Did
hey,
you
Hey,
just?
gang. I just did.
I was looking at my notes,
What?
but okay.
We
What's
didn't have a
up,
super
everybody?
funny one this time. I tried to squeak it in there, but y'all are too
Sorry
on
that I'm
top
not
of it.
funny enough. Gee.
Hey, what's up, TPK Roleplay? I'm that Magic Juice. Welcome to TPK Roleplay's Queen's Gambit. This is a Tyranny of Dragons campaign. I am a shepherd, and this is my lovely Clouder. Let's go around and introduce ourselves real quick, and then we'll do a recap and just jump right into it, because we are in the middle of a conflict of sorts. It's fighting. We're fighting. We're in the middle of a fight.
It's fine.
All right, Sir Heckalot, let's start with you.
Yeah, hey guys, it's me, Sir Heckalot, you know. I will be playing Aster, the druid shifter, who has been concentrating on Call Lightning for 2 weeks, and is just ready to go, I guess. Let's keep on going.
Hi, I'm Niffer. I am playing Eliseo. They are the Asomar wizard who has not been concentrating on a single dang thing, head empty, here for 2 weeks.
Does not contain the brain cell, apparently, right?
I don't hold the brain cell right now. I think Aster's been holding the brain cell.
Awesome.
Hey guys, I'm Hyacinth. I'll be playing Icarus, Twin 1, and I was not concentrating on anything, but I did free the horses last week, so I think that's the most important job of this session, making sure the animals get out safe. So, had brain cell and gave it back to someone? Who knows?
I'm Corndog, twin number 1, always and forever. I'm playing Juno, who has also been concentrating on a spell on a really flipping good roll for Moonbeam, and she's just going around murdering folks right now. Taking them off the face of the planet, like not fucking playing around. So, yeah.
That's me. I'm next. I'm Chrissy. I'm playing Ulta. I don't have the Twitch stream pulled up yet. Forgot to do that. Forgot what the layover was. Forgot my place in line. So I was waiting for somebody to go quiet, and then I realized I'm the last one.
Oh, I should have called it out.
Ulta has been holding... No, that's okay. I figured it out. Ulta for the last 2 weeks has been holding a crossbow. Her arms are sore. Very sore, tiny little arms.
Hiding behind a rock, right?
That's all. Hiding behind a rock.
Okay.
Really appreciate that all of us stuck with. We've been doing this for 2 weeks, like nonstop.
Yep. Okay, so the recap of last week is fairly short, not because a lot didn't happen, but because most of it was role play. And you know, talking about all of it would be role playing it. So, major takeaways, and then of course, as always, guys, let me know if I'm missing or misrepresenting anything that you feel is important. We had an extended evening at the hotel room, going back from your encounters in the market area of Elturel. 2 of you had just finished a sparring session / duel with the cleric Anthar Froome from the Order of the Gauntlet, with Icarus providing some side entertainment and commentary, right? And then Aster and Ulta were on their way back from a little bit of shopping. So that evening, you all sort of reconvened, had a lot of good discussions about things you've noticed, things that have happened, things that are on your minds, a couple of small companions, and your first interactions with them. So, and then we basically went on our way. A brief touch base with, of course, I'll have a brain fart right here and now. Good thing I wrote it down. Astriel. After a brief touch base with Astriel on your way out of Elturel, you now have some semblance of direction for heading toward Baldur's Gate, choosing to go by boat instead of by road. And you run into a what we see on the screen now, which is a group of what you recognize as most likely cultists on their way with a series of carts in the same direction. You had a hint that this was indeed the case, where cultists from other areas outside of the greenest raid that you experienced would be heading toward Baldur's Gate on information from the faction leaders as a whole. So this is essentially your first experience with that after being told that it was a probability. So you just decided to go for it, start attacking them. One of the carts is the busted up cart is on fire and like being destroyed actively because of a moonbeam, and you are in the middle of a skirmish. So before we jump right back into initiative, is there anything that you guys want to add or clarify from last session?
I have a question
Yes.
because I don't remember and I don't have it in my notes.
Okay.
Did Astral say whether or not she had contacted somebody about my shadow problem that I had talked to her privately about?
She gave you a rather cryptic response in front of everybody. I think maybe...
Okay.
I think you caught it in the moment and then maybe are just not remembering. She said something along the lines of...
I remember it now that you said it
okay.
was super cryptic. She was like, I got in touch with somebody or something. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Never mind. Now I do remember.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So if you want me to reiterate any of that, you can send me a Discord message and I can write it out to you. But otherwise, anything else?
Good.
Okay. So we're going to start this back up and go to Aster. We'll point out that this small group of cultists surrounding Icarus right now, some of them are coming directly toward you, Aster. A couple are engaged with Icarus, but there is a small group of them to the northeast here as well. Oh, hey.
Okay.
Yo!
All right, what do we got? Oh, we do have a couple things
my
to resolve.
God.
Do you guys still have
We
notes about...
just got a lot of things to resolve in chat.
Okay, so is that 500 bits each?
Is that
Yeah,
the table for us all?
because
Bad table each, isn't it?
No, 500 is a good table.
Holy.
If that is too much for us to be handling right now, especially since we have combat, we can save that and then just use as GM discretion. It's not necessarily rolling tables, just using it where you see fit. It's up to you though.
If you're okay with it, guys, I may split it up between this combat and after it, depending on
Sure.
decisions you guys make and things you might try to do. Does that sound fair?
Yeah,
Totally.
It is at your discretion. That's totally fine.
Awesome.
Yep.
And then as far as things that bled over from last session, I believe I have one advantage, and I want to say a couple of you might have still had a couple +2s advantages.
I have a +2 still.
I
Okay.
think I had a +2.
I don't.
I think from Al, according to my notes.
Okay.
I
yes.
love that we take notes on like who gives us stuff from chat, and then it's like, okay,
But
but
where is the plot, though?
where's the plot?
This supporter
We
is
didn't
now
take
my
notes on that.
favorite.
I mean, I'm starting to keep a note of everything Tony does to us in Darkest Night.
That's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I think I need to turn that down just a smidge. All right, Aster, you've got 2 separate groups of cultists, and they're definitely all hostile at the moment. What are you gonna do?
Oh, okay. So that large group is unfortunately out of my range in terms of call lightning, so I'm just going to leave those for now.
Yeah.
However, what I'm going to do is, yeah, we're just gonna do another strike right here in between these guys. So we're gonna get that one by Icarus and this one over here that's starting to run towards me.
You mean these 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would need dex saves for both of them.
Okay. Roll twice, please. We've got a 9 and a 19.
Okay, so 1 success and 1 fail. Let me roll damage on that real fast because it's very far away with all the rolls that happen. We'll just do a reroll.
Mr. Saito, we have not resolved exactly what to do with that yet. So if you want to make a correction and just let us know what you intended to do, that's fine.
Ooh, okay.
Oh! Wait, what?
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 Is
did
it 7 to
why
one
did
and
it
8
do
to
that?
another?
I don't know why
What?
it did that. That's fascinating.
Huh.
Oh, did you cast it at a higher level and that's the extra?
I casted the highest level I can, which is 3rd right now. I don't know
Because
why it
looking
did
at
that.
it, it's 3d10 for the first one and 1d10 for the second.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's 2 targets? I don't know.
Did it ask you to select 2 targets?
No, I literally just rolled the damage on D&D.
Does it have a
Beyond, but,
conditional
I don't
damage?
know
Like
why
if you're
it
wearing
did
metal, it
Yeah,
does
I was
more?
gonna say.
I don't know
Let's go
why
read
it
the
did
spell.
I am going to take 1 second to just look at this wording real quick. It's 3d10. Your roll is showing 3d10.
Oh, because if we are outside in stormy conditions when you cast the spell,
Right,
it gives
it does an extra,
additional
yeah.
1d10. So I think that's just
Yep,
right.
that's why
But
it's
it's
a
a
1d10.
sunny
Last
day.
time. That is fascinating.
Yeah, okay.
I kind of
It
love
might,
that
it might be
condition
the
though.
update.
Good call.
Might be the update.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like really nice for when you're moody and broody. Oh, like a
Extra lightning.
Tempest cleric in the middle of a storm. Oh, that'd be so awesome to watch.
Awesome. Okay, so that's
Call
going to
that
be 7 and 8 lightning damage, correct?
Well, I think. Well, so if we're reading this correctly, that extra D10 right there, since it's not
Oh, sorry,
stormy
7 to
conditions,
both.
that's out of there.
Yeah.
So it would be 7 to the one that failed, and then half of that to the one that succeeded.
Got it. Okay. All right, we got there. Awesome. Anything,
Yeah, we got it.
anything else for you?
Then
Yeah, I hate to break it to you.
bonus action, she will actually go into her shifter form now, feeling a little threatened by a whole group of people coming up on us. So you guys will see some of her braids begin to assume more of a feathery kind of form, and her skin have more of a like scaly kind of texture around her forearms. And I will get some temp HP. I will get 7 temp HP for that.
Nice. Okay, anything else? Movement?
That might move. Yeah, I'm gonna move just a little.
It's not
closer
meant to
the
be a leading
beach.
question, by the way.
No,
Just
that's
kind of going
a
through
good
the
idea,
what
though.
do you
It's
have
a
left?
very good idea. I'm gonna move back just a little bit. But yeah. All right, that's all I got.
Okay. Then we're off to Juno.
All right. Juno is gonna go 15 feet this way. See these two motherfuckers engaged with her brother. And she is going to pull her tractor beam right across. I can't move that square, but essentially she's just going to drop it right here between the two of them. And as it's pulling forward, she's just going to look at them and be like, if you touch him, you will also turn to dust. And it's just like encroaching towards them. And it's on the start of their turn that it's the next time that it goes off. So they have to make dex saves on the start of their turn.
Okay.
Now that it has been cast, and I'm just moving it around. And I'm just trying to like stare daggers at them before I hide behind a rock again.
Okay.
I want them to shit their pants before they die.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's your bonus action to move the moonbeam, right?
Yes.
Or so you still have an action if you want to take it.
Oh no. Hang on, let me double check that. You can use an action, so I only have a bonus action left.
Okay.
And yes, and I don't think I even have a single bonus action. I do. I will cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Ooh, that one's not concentration. right?
Oh, it is. Never mind. It doesn't get cast. Just kidding.
Okay, I'm thinking of a
It
different
is.
spell then.
It definitely is. I think it's shield, just like generic shield. That is.
That might be. Okay. Okay, so that is cool. Then we're off to the cultists, and these two are gonna keep coming at.
Oh, could I cast spiritual weapon? Or wait, no, that's an
Yes.
action to cast. Bonus
Oh,
action to move.
bonus
So
action.
it's a bonus action to
Bonus
cast.
action
I
to
thought.
cast. Yes, and it's not concentration. Woo,
Yep,
woo,
then you
woo.
can do that.
Yeah, so my moon scythe is going to pop out.
Where did I put your scythe?
I don't know, but that's fine. I'm just going to have it 60 feet away from me in this direction because I think that's as far away as it can go, just to look scary. Yep. So,
Ping it again. The spot, please.
yes, let me pull out my ruler. It's going to be sitting right here, very forbidden. Foreboding, not forbidden, foreboding.
Right above the
Okay.
horse.
Right above the horse.
Okay, I have given you control of that.
Neat.
Awesome. Then we're off to the cultists, and these two are gonna start coming at one at Aster and one at Eliseo, and they're just sort of bum rushing you with their scythes. Kind of a stupid run directly
I have
at
an
you
armored
guys.
class of 12. Come at me.
Okay, yep. Roll twice. The first one is going to be Aster. The second one is Eliseo. And
Oh,
that
boy.
is an 18 at Aster and a 14 at Eliseo.
Like I said, armored class of
No.
12.
13 AC, not too much better.
Okay, so it hits both of you?
This is fine.
Okay. So we're going to roll damage on both. 2
Yikes.
to Aster and 6 to Eliseo.
Good deal.
Let me roll
The rest of these guys are going to start bum rushing as well. Oh yeah, they're going to kind of scatter. They've got the movement to sort of make it happen. So they're like running around. The horses are like, they started to run away, and then they just like you realize they just went away from like the immediate vicinity where the conflict started, and things started just like exploding, starting on fire and weapons clashing sort of thing. But they're starting to like slow down, and they're really just trying to get outside of this conflict / stormy area. Well, I'll move that one more. Eliseo, I'm gonna give you your good table thing right now. You recognize 2 of these people. You actually know their names as well. Tenric and Gavir Voon. I will mark them with blue dots for you.
There.
Henrik and
Tenric and Gavir. I'll send you a little written
thank you.
thing, but the short version, just in case it impacts decision right now because it's your turn. You know them. You know that they're brothers, and you know that they are at like grunt level. They don't even really know what it means to be a part of a cult, like broader consequences. They're just hired. They took a job, sort of thing.
Yeah. I love that.
Okay.
And just a reminder, the 2 cultists next to my brother Icarus take
Yes.
25 points of damage if they do not make a dexterity saving throw,
They
in
have
which
to
case they
take their
take
turn, too.
12.
Okay, dex save. There's a 3 and a 13. I believe
Both those fail.
Okay, and it was how much damage?
25 points.
Oh yeah, they did. Zap.
I told them.
My sister is scary.
Yeah. Okay, so these ones are also disintegrated. No bodies left to check out.
To be fair, 6 seconds have happened. I don't really know what's going on. I'm just mad.
Yep.
True. Okay, thank you for that. Reminding me about those 2, and I believe that is actually all of them now. Yes. Okay, so LSAO, it is your turn, and now that these guys have gotten close enough, even in the heat of the moment, you recognize those two.
them. All right. I'm about to do a lot of math because I'm gonna cast sleep at 3rd level.
Ooh. Okay.
Centered point here, which means it hits all of them.
Nice.
And it would have hit those two, except they got moonbeamed. So.
They got deleted.
Ah, jeez. Oh no, we've lost the dice. Oh no. Oh no. Okay.
Just making sure. Does that hit Icarus?
Do I care?
Oh, okay.
Well, assumably they have lower hit points, so they'll go to sleep first.
It does go from the
That's
lowest
an
HP
assumption.
up.
I'm an elf. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we
Oh,
can go
right.
to sleep.
Oh,
You can't
yeah,
be
you
forced to
can't.
sleep. Yeah.
You can't make me sleep, mother. I won't go to bed.
Wah. Oh,
So.
man.
It's the elven special talent, tantrum.
Sorry, that broke me. 41 points of people go to sleep,
Okay.
and
I'll- Sorry.
I was just gonna put them to sleep, like drop it in the middle there, and then just kind of yell to. No, wait, Juno's not right next to me. Yes, this is Juno. She's right next to me. I'm not
Yes.
gonna yell. I am just gonna be like, oh, they're just kids. Just stop.
Oh, they're not just kids. I'll clarify that. They're
No, but
they're like
like-
grown ass people, but
But they're new. They're like not full addicts to the cult. Like they're not.
at least as of the last time you had seen them,
Yeah.
which would have been over a month at minimum, right?
Oh.
Because you were
I
you were
haven't
in
Multiple
been in
Greece.
the-
years, because you've been with me for a few
Yeah,
years.
I haven't been in the cult since I was 11.
Oh,
so-
okay.
So if that changes if I knew them or not.
Nope, I just didn't remember exactly when you left, but you do recognize these. Okay, you were 11.
As of a month
so-
ago, they were just new. Sweet. So I am 11 years old. That's established apparently. Cool.
So as of years ago, then,
Okay.
to correct that statement, when you
Okay.
last knew them.
That changes maybe.
Okay. So I'm
I-
gonna say these two
What would I say then? Nene.
slump to the ground.
41 points of damage. Only gets 2 of them. That's so
Yes.
sad. Oh well. But yeah, I'll just be like, oh, they're not. No, stop, stop, and just like stutter through it. Then I'm just like, oh no, no.
Okay, anything else for you?
They're just newbies. Oh no. They're okay. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Oh, I just had
There's
it.
just one standing in front of me, and I'm like, no, this won't do. That's
Um,
fine.
Okay, Ulta, you're up.
Yeah. Clarification. Did you actually shout all of that about them being kids and whatnot, or did you just say it
I
to
didn't
your
shout
partner?
them being kids. I shouted to them like, "Oh no, they're not. No, don't."
But did you shout it to everybody, or did you only shout it to your partner?
Oops, I meant to measure. I'm so sorry.
Because I thought I heard you say you only did it to your partner, and I'm
Yeah.
about to.
30 feet
Pop,
away.
pop.
Do what you
Okay,
want.
well then I'm gonna. Okay, I don't want.
Do what you want.
Okay. So
Out
I
comes
don't
the
hate ya.
Glock.
yeah,
I'm-
Alta's gonna.
I respect you, but she's the one with the frying machine right now. So that's more who needs to hear.
Just
Stop.
microwaving people.
So
She's got the air
Alta
fryer.
is going to Hunter's mark this guy, the one that's 30 feet right in front with the blue, the top one on the top
Okay.
here.
You are definitely going to annihilate this guy just because I said that, though, and I'm
And,
looking forward to it.
Yeah, she's just gonna do her 2 attacks, but she's also once on each of your turns. So once I'm going to utilize my swarm, so they will turn into the kingfishers and follow the crossbow bolt,
Nice.
and add the extra d6 of damage if they hit.
Okay.
So
Picturing them with little like flight helmets and just like.
that's how I picture it too.
Okay, good.
A 24 and a 20 to hit.
Oh yeah, both of those hit. What
So
was the?
then-
Were you attacking the same one twice or two different ones once?
Same one twice.
Okay.
And then the last one will have the extra d6, and I'll just roll a d6 here.
Okay.
So an extra 4 damage. So 5 on the first one, and then 8 on the second.
Okay, so two bolts fly out in quick succession, and your kingfishers sort of swarm with the second and just ram into this guy with the impact of
Oh.
the second bolt.
Sorry, I have another d6 because of the hunter's mark. I'm sorry.
Oh. okay.
being
Somebody
Go ahead.
remembered Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
I totally
okay.
did. So on the first one, that's another 4.
9, 17.
So that's
Okay.
9.
Okay, so with all of that happening in a quick flurry of choo choo choo, this guy like almost falls to his knees. He's been so assaulted with this one move. He's still alive and standing and coming at people, but he's very hurt.
Okay, and I haven't moved.
You have not.
I'm not going to. Ooh, I'm feeling a
You-
feeling.
You like that boulder? It's a nice boulder.
I'm trying to decide if Ulta would run at him and just give him her offhanded swipe with her short sword, but I don't know if she would. She wouldn't. She would stick behind that rock. She's gonna stay right where she's at.
You do
That's
have
it.
a significant amount of cover even from the smaller rock. So
Hey.
if that impacts your decision making at all.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Was she would definitely stay behind cover.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Alrighty.
That's all.
Then we're back to Icarus.
All right, so I'm looking at now that I have this, I'm looking at that one on the bottom right of the cart, and I'm going to take my 2 attacks
This guy?
with my
The closer
longbow.
one?
Yes, the closer one just below the second cart.
Okay.
And I am going to just use my longbow. That went through, right?
Oh, yes, it
That's,
did.
that's a lot. Okay, so
Wait, why is it?
it's green because it's a natural 20, right? No, it's not.
But it says
Why is it-
18. Do you have a feat that gives you a crit on anything less than a nat 20?
I shouldn't, not unless I Hexblade's Curse, but that's a 19. Not 18.
Yeah,
Interesting.
what is happening today?
Okay, I'm just
I-
gonna take
I
the number.
crit on
There's
8
also
too.
a weird formula like in it, so it like it's not doing it the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, so okay, it's a 26, not a crit.
Okay. Okay. Good, because I didn't want to have to add up the crit damage, honestly. So that's 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
Oh, that must have been low. Yeah, that was a 1. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my second attack at him as well.
Okay.
That one is a crit.
That one is actually a crit. Yes.
Yes. So, max die or double die?
So it's the max possible damage plus an actual rolled damage.
Okay, so it is 8 plus 8 is 16 piercing damage on the second one.
It should actually be 21. 1d8 plus 5 is the max so 8 plus 5 is max possible damage, right?
Oh, including the modifier?
Yes.
Oh,
That's how I'm doing
okay.
crits is max damage
Cool.
plus your rolled. Yep.
I usually just max the die, but maxing the modifier is nice. I'll take
Yeah.
that.
Yep. I know that's not rule as written, but I do remember
But it's cool.
talking about it before. I like to reward crits a little bit more.
Yay, math.
Yeah, because the math can still work out to be a poo-poo on a crit, and I just don't like that.
So that is 27 total damage to Mug Dude 1.
Yeah, so
Mug
your first
1. Mug's not a word.
your first arrow hits him and like makes his shoulder jolt, but he's still coming at you. And through this moonbeam, you just sort of re-aim for a quick moment and fire off your second, it goes right through his chest and he falls to the ground.
And with my bonus action, I will look to Ulta and just give her a nod and say, aim true. And she gets Bardic Inspiration.
Nice. All right, anything else for you?
Nope, that is my turn.
Aster, you got a dude right up in your face. What's happening?
I do, and I am going to use my action to wild shape into a black bear and roar directly in his face to hopefully get him to back off.
I thought you shaped already last turn. Are you shaping again?
The shifter trait is a racial trait. The druid trait, wild shape, is different.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
You're
so
able to
I'm a
maintain
bear.
concentration when you do that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
Solid it.
That's all you do is roar at him?
Yeah, I mean, I
Scare
have to
the
use my
piss out of
action to wild shape, so there's not really too much I can do.
Okay, so you had to use your action to do that. I'm gonna take.
Bonus action, roar.
Yeah,
Can I bonus action?
Scare.
Roll
Bonus
to
action,
intimidate.
terrify.
I don't want to completely. I think I'd be bleeding too much into gray area if I do that. So, actually, I'll give you your good. In this sense, and say that you actually scare him away, not even away. You just like paralyze him with fear. So on their next turn, that guy is going to be paralyzed with fear, and that's going to be your good table used.
Cool.
All right. Juno.
Okay. Juno will listen to her spouse. She is going to move the moonbeam though, to right here instead. Nope, you can't see that because I don't have the right thing clicked. Right here. So it kind of like provides a barrier. Yeah. So if these guys, they've seen all of their friends get microwaved. So if they try to run through it, they know something bad could happen.
Okay.
And then I will move my spiritual weapon to here. I don't think I could use it though. 'Cause...
I believe you can move and attack with it if you chose to.
Oh yeah.
As your bonus
Then, yeah,
action.
we will do that. Now I've got to go to that. Spiritual weapon.
I
All right.
appreciate the jingles that you're doing for each of your
Thank
things.
you. It's how I think. Okay. I don't know why. Okay, we're gonna try. Did this do it? Okay.
It did.
There we go.
That definitely hits.
So 7 points of damage on Blue Boy number bottom.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
good
so
at
your
directions.
moon scimitar swipes at him or slashes at him, I suppose.
Oh yeah, Moon Scimitar, not Moonbeam.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
moon scimitar.
Moon Scimitar.
Takes a slash.
Moon Scythe. There we go. That's the
it,
weapon.
Moon scythe. Thank you.
Moon Scythe. Here we go.
Like-
We're getting this.
Zips over and takes a quick slash at his chest, and he's looking like very similar condition to the other one with the blue dot. They're both like almost keeling over from pain and being near death. They're very clearly extremely hurt. Anything else?
Get him, LSAO. And that's it.
Wow, we're both bards.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just
kind of
a
looking at him
supportive
like,
spouse.
it's his turn next, so he's definitely gonna get me. But thanks.
So at this point, having seen everything and in some cases felt everything that's going to happen, the 5 that are alive and awake are actually going to try to run. So, Aster, this one jumps into the water If you want, you have an attack of opportunity against it.
Wasn't he just stunned or no?
Oh, he is. That one can't move.
He was.
Yeah.
Correct. Eliseo and Aster, this one's going to try and jump in the river. You may
Can I tackle him?
You can use your attack of opportunity. A tackle, I don't believe you can try to... Actually, let me look. Make one melee attack against a provoking creature.
Okay.
You know what? I'll allow it. I'm down with it. We have
Thank
good
you.
table juju to spare, so
You have good table juju.
yeah. So you're gonna try and tackle him.
I would like to try and tackle him.
Make a grapple as a athletics check, right?
I have never played a physical character in my life.
Yeah, it's an approach
It's
check.
athletics, yeah.
Okay.
It's contested athletics, I think.
It
Yeah.
is.
By
Okay.
acrobatics or athletics.
You may make the case for either if you have one preferred over the other.
No, they're both.
No, it's for you.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
either or
no.
for the escapee, not the...
Yeah, the one that I am tackling gets to either strength
Oh,
out
okay.
or dex out. I just have to pure flop
Got
because I am
You're
Ooh,
flop.
that's a 6.
okay.
What do you
'cause,
got?
Well, I rolled a 4
Oh.
plus 2, which is a 6.
Okay, your modifier is better, so I'm gonna give it to you. So you tackle this guy. You were on the
So
ground.
he just leave, and we both just kind of awkwardly tripped to the ground, I think, because we're both so low.
Yep. Okay. These two are asleep.
Yep.
This guy is gonna try to get on a horse.
No, we just freed them.
That ruined my whole plan.
I'm rolling a d20, just 50-50 shot. 11 or better, he succeeds. 10 or less, he like flops on the ground. Okay, succeeds. Hops on a horse, and they start to go.
Oh no.
But there's not
we
much
weren't-
movement that he has left.
We were
Um,
not.
These
supposed to let
two
them go.
are going to attempt the same. One fails,
Natural one.
one succeeds.
Oof. What do you think has more hit points, a cultist or a horse?
It's actually
Well,
a good
Ask-
question.
Asking for reasons.
Okay, so this guy is like, he fell on the ground. Okay.
Cool.
So Hunter's Mark is prone on the ground as well. And that's what they're gonna do. So Eliseo, what are you doing?
Ooh, let me measure. Haha! They're 80 feet away. I can cast sleep on them. So I've just tackled this guy, and I look over my shoulder. I'm like, they're not supposed to get away, and I just point backwards and cast sleep. At we're gonna do second level because I don't want to waste my last third, but I do want a decent damage. So let's do some math.
I think I got this right. Okay.
Exactly 30.
Exactly 30. And
Yes.
the affected creatures are, is it all of them? All the horses and these 3 cultists around this area?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I don't know how many hit points a horse has.
I think
So,
We're
it's
about
well,
to
this-
find out.
But both those cultists, blue cultists, are wounded, so they've got less
Right.
hit points.
So
Oh,
I'm gonna
phew. Sweet.
zoom the
And
camera
I-
angle up here for the stream here. So we're talking about this group up here. This guy falls asleep. So this cultist falls asleep.
And
There's 30, you said?
30. Was he the one on the horse, or just like
he's
next
the one
to
who
it?
fell on the ground.
Sweet. He just like puts his head down on the horse.
this guy who got on a horse falls asleep, and actually the other one had 10 as well. So only the cultists fall asleep. That actually worked out exactly in your favor. These horses are still kind of running though, but as soon as these guys slump over, they like go slow to a trot. So they're gonna get like a little farther, and then I'm gonna say that these guys just like fall off.
We can't let them go. Shit, Juno.
Okay, so now we're gonna come back down here, and we're on Ulta.
We can't let them get back.
I was just gonna say, you keep saying these things to your partner, and I need to know if you're saying them to everyone or
I'm saying that loud enough, but I was only getting whiny to Juno.
Okay.
Like,
because
we
I'm
can't-
like
we
this.
can't let 'em
I
leave,
promise
Juno,
Ulta
Juno,
won't
no.
kill them if you're not trying to. So
No.
Ulta is going to. She's going to use her movement to move that direction, and she will. She will Zephyr that so that she can move quicker.
Okay.
So her bonus action is going to be to cast Zephyr Strike, which she's not going to attempt to strike anything. She just gives
Okay.
you. It just gives me extra movement, I believe. Yeah, my walking speed increases 30 feet, so I can get 60 feet total.
Okay.
And I'll get to this guy, and I just want to start tying his feet and hands.
Okay. Question for the group overall.
They are all sleeping.
Again, not meant to be leading. These two cultists down here are the only two that are not unconscious or dead. And they are clearly making an effort to just escape. This one is paralyzed by fear. This one is pinned down at the moment by Eliseo. Are you going to keep attacking? Should we stay in initiative, or are you going to do other things?
At least personally, Aster was with, her 40 feet of bear movement probably going to try to chase down those horses that are just kind of trotting now.
They're gonna be
and
so
pulling
afraid
off
of a
those
bear.
cultists. Before, since that one's tackled, but that one, the other guy is still just kind of there, even though he's paralyzed. Aster will give the two party members that are still there just kind of a knowing nod, just kind of a snort, and then just run over this way.
Okay.
Measure that out.
Juno will bring over the moonbeam to just keep these buddies here on shore with us, and just kind of look at them and just be like,
You mean like there?
like out in the water. So she'll move it like out towards the water. So if that's like the direction they want to go,
Okay.
so putting like moonbeam on one side, her on the other side, them in the middle, and be like,
Down here.
you can try,
Okay.
and then just kind of look at them and just be like, next choice is up to you, bub.
Okay. Apologies. I'm gonna be doing this flipping up and down on the view so that the stream can see what's going on with the people because we're a little spread out. So just a heads up on that. But we're gonna say then we're out of initiative. And I think that gives us a good opportunity for the moment to take a quick break. I know it's a little early in the stream, but we've been here for a while because we were trying to sort stuff out. So we'll take a brief break and be right back to figure out how we're handling the scenario of several unconscious, several dead, and several pinned down / frozen cultists. All right? We'll be right back.
Here we go.
All right, we back. We are at a point now where the fighting has ended. The conflict may not have. So we have, so for chat on the screen right now, we've got Juno and Eliseo down here on the southwestern corner.
On the
Icarus
beach.
is sort of on one of the carts. And then up here we have Ulta and Aster. Everybody is around at least a couple of cultists, and all of them except these two down here are unconscious or dead, including two that Eliseo knows that she recognizes. These two down here are, one is pinned down and the other just like completely froze from watching a bear manifest from a person in front of her and in front of him and just like roar at him and then run. So I don't think we necessarily need to treat this as like initiative, semi-initiative, but we'll try to keep airtime fair for what people are trying to do. So does anybody have like a super high priority they want to do something particular right here, right now? I see an Icarus and an Eliseo. Eliseo, and then Icarus.
I had no such plans. I've just been called upon when my hand was not raised.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw you nod, so I thought you were saying yes.
No, I was encouraging Ander, being like, "Yes, I have plans." I was like, "Good work. You know what you're doing."
Okay, my bad. Icarus, go for it.
Icarus's hand shoots straight up in the air and waits for someone to notice.
Okay. I believe everybody except maybe Eliseo would notice because she's in the middle of wrangling. Actually, no. Ulta, and Aster would be sort of preoccupied up there too. So maybe Juno sees you.
If I raise my hand, it's probably to annoy my sister. So
yeah, it's like so nobody cares is what I'm hearing.
I glance over.
Yes, sister. Do you have that circly truth thing you prepared today?
Yes.
All right. Do you have rope too?
Yes.
Wonderful! I'm gonna walk over to Juno. That was it.
These two guys are in the middle of, like, one's in the middle of sort of struggling against Eliseo and the other's sitting there sort of freaked out, trying to take it all in, and they collectively between the two of them give you, Juno and Eliseo, this utterance of like, what the hell? Whoa, what are you gonna do? Slow down.
You first. Calm down. Stop struggling.
You attacked us.
Mm-hmm. And now we're not.
For now.
Good cop, bad cop here.
What the heck is that? And he's gonna point at your moonbeam, Juno.
Potentially the past, potentially the future. It's up to you.
My wife is so cool.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I fangirl on the inside.
They're gonna sort of look at each other, and the one that you're struggling with, Eliseo, will like stop struggling against you, but he's clearly tense. Yeah, and the other one's just kind of doing this side-eye thing between your moonbeam, Juno, and you guys, like back and forth.
Well, I'm not the talker of the group.
Right. Okay. Here we go. I forgot that
I just like look around and I'm like,
right. So, what are you, lackeys or like people with actual instructions and missions here?
What are you talking about?
They have cult robes on, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna like kind of pinch at the cult robes and be like, this whole organization that you work for, how high up are you? Or are you just following orders?
We were just hired to transport from point A to point B. They told us to wear this as a sign for destination so we get recognized by our group. I don't know.
Cool.
I just
inside
run up.
check.
Yeah,
I run up.
was like,
who do you work for?
You may both insight check, or one can do it with advantage if you'd like.
I have advantage. Just
I was like, yeah,
Okay.
no, I have a +1, so my dear.
I don't like it when people lie to me. So that's an 11.
Okay. I actually set the DC at 10. And
Nice.
Whoa, natural
It's-
4. Yeah.
you know, combination of things always goes into the DC, right? So you never know if I might raise or lower the DC based on a situation, or if, you know, it's going to be set at a certain thing for any number of reasons. So you're in the heat of the moment with all this just finishing, you're kind of still distracted and heated and angry. But you're getting the sense, at least based on previous encounters with similar people, that he might be telling the truth. It's still a little ambiguous, but you might give him the benefit of the doubt.
All right. If we're supposed to believe this, then just give us the robes and we'll do it for you.
Yeah, this is a job I suggest you don't finish.
We need the coin. We need to get paid.
How much were they
check
paying you?
My purse.
What was that, Icarus?
I'll ask how much they were paying them.
Why would I tell you that? You want to steal my job?
What if
No, we wanna pay you better.
more
Maybe
so that
I
we
do
can
want
do
to steal your job, but maybe
you
I could
wanna
also just
pay
kill you.
each of us 20 gold a day?
That's not how much you were making. And I just nudged the moonbeam in a little bit closer.
Are you trying to intimidate him?
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
No.
I'm so scared.
Okay, we'll do that and then flip up to Ulta and Aster.
Okay. Natural 19.
Oh man.
Dirty 20.
He's freaking out. He's like, "Oh, come on. Like I haven't had a job in forever. I need the coin." Okay, we're gonna pause you guys there. And come up to these guys. Aster, Ulta, what's going on with you? I will say, Aster, like as you were running this way, you would have noticed that the horses were in the process of slowing from sprint to trot to just kind of like meandering.
Sure.
They're confused because these guys just flopped off of them for no reason. So they're just kind of poo-pooing around this area, but they're not running anymore.
Cool. Aster's just retrieving the two cultists, just gonna bring them back, at least more centrally to the rest of the group. That's all she wanted to do.
Oh, okay. So you just like pick these guys up in bear
Are you
form
just
now?
Pretty much one,
Pulling 'em
probably
in your
one on her
mouth?
back, one just like by the scruff, like in her mouth, and just
Oh,
go
okay.
back. Yeah,
I love this.
Nice. Okay.
Ulta has makeshifted some sort of harness and is with like it strapped around on her back, very slowly dragging the other one who is very
You're
much
amazing.
asleep. Because
So good.
they are far
Awesome.
too large for her to just like. She had to makeshift a way to drag them across the dirt with her.
Are
This
your little
is-
kingfishers like trying to help and like
Yes.
picking up an arm and just letting it fall?
100%.
How come I'm the
Trying real
himbo and I
hard.
always forget to help lift things?
Because
Yep.
you're that himbo.
So
bye.
the size difference actually, Ulta, is really the only struggle that you have at all. It's not like you're leaning at 60 degrees in order to just get a couple steps in. You're strong, strong enough that you could reasonably drag this guy across the ground. It's not a walk in the park, but
Yeah,
it can
I
definitely
don't love
happen.
it, but yeah, she's just makeshifted a weird harness so it's like easier on her back. You know,
Awesome.
I'm gonna like look to Juno, you know, lift with your legs, not with your back.
Okay.
That kind of idea, you know.
So you guys are coming back this direction, and now all of you are going to be in the same vicinity as those Aster and Ulta. You'd notice that
again.
these guys have been talking with these cultists. The cultists are all freaked out, and they see you coming now. You can tell that like they know they're way outmatched. Okay, so now you're all together. What's happening now?
Can I just be rambling?
There's no
at
way
this
you're
point?
getting paid 20 gold a day.
That's what we were promised. And he's
Okay,
gonna
have
look
you
at the other
seen
one and
any of that though?
like, after
Why
we
would you?
got to the first checkpoint, yeah.
Do they have gold in their pockets?
You are free to ask or check or you know what I mean?
I'm just gonna
I'm
I'm gonna
not-
offer
not
up
gonna go
that
there,
clearly these robes they said to wear made you a target, and a bad person enough for us to want to kill you. And you're just trying to barter with us as we almost accidentally just like killed you all because you were labeled as bad guys.
Hey man, I don't know anything about any of that. We're just travel merchants. We just take carts from point A to point B. We don't really ask any questions. I've never even been robbed before. But now this, and he's gonna point to like all the bodies on the ground and the ash piles from the disintegrations that happened.
While
Don't
this is
wear the
happening,
bad robes.
And while
Don't wear
this is
bad
happening,
I don't
Ulta
even
is
know
just
they're
going
bad.
to,
I don't know they're
like-
bad. It's just a sign for the
Ulta's just gonna
destination.
whisper and say like, "I'm gonna go check out that cart while you guys handle this." And
Yeah, Asher's
she's
like gonna
Yes,
drop
please.
these two cultists here, just kind of like a dog, like just dropping like a tennis ball or something.
Yes,
then
good.
Like to retrieve the other two and bring them back more centrally to where the rest of the party is.
and I'm just gonna investigate the cart while I'm not even gonna touch the investigation. They have got that handled.
Okay.
They are doing great.
And I am going to cast Zone of Truth. I'm going to walk into the middle of the clusterfuck pile of cultists, and I'm just going to cast it on myself, and then it'll just be 15 feet around
Okay.
me.
LSAO, are you going to attempt to resist that, or are you going to allow it to happen to you?
I will allow it.
Okay. And Ulta,
I
is
must
there
tell the
anything you are looking for specifically with this cart?
I would probably not be doing it clean. Probably just pulling things out of crates if it just looks like general materials. But if I'm seeing like a pattern, then I would definitely be focused more on like, oh, they're bringing weapons or they have whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so she wouldn't necessarily be looking directly for something, but if she noticed that there's like, oh, these are a lot of crates of books. What are these books for?
Okay.
Maybe I should ask the wizard. You know what I mean? Like, I would definitely at least be trying to pick up on that.
Okay. I'm gonna use your good. We haven't used yours, right? Your
We've
generic
only
good
used
table.
Faster.
Okay. Even for merchant carts, this seems really, really overpacked. Like at capacity weight-wise. You pull open one barrel and it is top to bottom gold. Coins, the occasional goblet, decorative headpieces that people would wear, gold. You pull open another barrel, gold. Then you shift over to a couple of crates. Like it's half barrels and half crates, and the crates are super new and super clean, like probably first time used, sort of new and clean. And they are just stacked as packed in as they can possibly be with this. This wagon happens to be covered. You pull one open and it's top to bottom jewels and precious stones. You pull open another one, top to bottom jewels and precious stones. It should be probably rather uncomfortable, the sheer value of the stuff that and you've only opened a couple of, like maybe a quarter of the cargo that this one wagon has.
I will lower myself into one of the things and nestle myself down.
Screech
as Dragonkin obviously would, and go, oh look, a dragon horde of things. No, I'm just kidding.
Swim in it.
Become
what is
Tiamat,
it?
Ulta.
Scrooge McDuck. I'm just gonna start like bathing myself in it.
Noteworthy, they were like everything was sealed.
Oh.
And not like, oh, the lid comes off. Like you would have had to
Pop
at least
them
tap
open.
to pop open something. It was sealed.
Okay.
So as the last part of your good table, I'm not going to make you roll any sort of check. You would have a very good reason to believe that these guys had definitely not opened any of these barrels or crates, so they had not seen exactly what they're transporting.
I, knowing that, am gonna turn around while standing on the top of one of these and hold up like a handful of something and go, yeah, those dummies didn't realize what they had, so I think they're being kind of honest. And then I'll just like set it back down and start tapping the container shut again.
Okay, but like take
know?
one of those headpieces for yourself.
Ulta with a crown.
Ulta would never. Oh my
A
god.
crown
I
that's like
couldn't
way too
imagine.
big, so you have to half cock it and like hang on one side.
Yeah. Jeez, I
No,
couldn't imagine.
seriously though, when you hold out that handful of, like, even your small hands could hold probably 30, 40 coins before, you know, everything starts spilling out of your hands. And these guys would see that and just like, what the hell?
Yeah, so they might have actually not been lying. And I'll just keep tapping all of them shut so that when we become them and make them naked and steal their robes, we do not look like we've been going through all of the items.
May I mid trip back, like taking these cultists back, Aster will see the amount of coin that Ulta is holding and just like drop the cultist and shot and pick it back up to bring it over.
May I then propose a change in plans? We originally were planning on like hijacking them and just like, you know, walking our way into the camp, but we're now seeing that they're using this horde, which we believed was necessary to summon the Dragon Queen. So should we like stash this, like don't give it to them because that will help them summon her? I don't want it to be anywhere near where it's supposed to be then, right?
Or we bring
Let's-
less.
Let's, you know, not
Why don't we
speak of
pay them
plans
off?
in front of people.
Well, they don't matter anymore, it's fine.
Yeah, but they still know things, and I would love for them not to know things that we're planning.
Wait. What?
Hi.
Dragon
Hey.
Queen what?
Hey,
Do you look at the dragon
look.
on your robe? Do you know who you're working for?
The robe doesn't
Did
have a
you-
dragon on it.
Oh shit,
It's
okay.
just, they're just like a plain black. They honestly just look
Look.
like travelers' robes. They're black, but they just happen to look exactly the same. And you guys had the wherewithal to recognize just from that little bit.
Mm-hmm.
did none of you consider that 20 gold per day each is a lot for regular transporting?
Well,
and
yeah,
therefore
that's why
something
we took
might
the
be
job.
up.
Nope, I don't ask questions.
All
Okay.
right, if you don't ask questions, how about we give you one of these boxes? You give us those robes, and we take the wagons, and you guys go back the way you came.
And you can still be good people who don't help the wrong people.
More importantly, you'll still be alive.
They're gonna look at each other, and you'd be able to tell that their demeanor has changed from scared and confused to like pissed and confused. And they actually like rebound another question at you. Well, what are you guys gonna do?
Take care of the people at the end of this journey.
We're gonna make sure they don't end up with all of this, and make sure they don't end up. I don't know if you should know that much.
Yeah, let's not. Again, we're not.
It's
we
better
don't
that
need
you
to
know
share
less,
plans
but
with
we're
you.
gonna stop the
trying
bad
to
things that
protect
you almost helped happen.
I'll tell you what. I'll do you one better. We'll help you.
No.
They're already
How?
expecting us. We have the instructions.
Okay,
Give
so
us the
tell
instructions.
Then you're helping. And then you don't need to be in danger.
Well, I gotta be honest with you. I'm a little pissed that we've been handled like this. And then they'll point at the cart.
All right. Except that you were handled like this. Promise not to get handled like this again. And have a good life.
Okay, fine, but I want one crate.
Okay.
That's fine.
How many crates are there?
In that one wagon, Ulta, you see 10 crates and 10 barrels.
Perfect. Give them like just the gold ones. Save the shinies for us.
I mean, we could give them each a crate. and just say that we are part of a troop that, I don't know, got blasted on the side of the road and lost half our crew.
Yeah, if we are going to walk in with the same perception, I almost say leave the carts and just don't even take them. Or I don't want to look like we obviously are missing them. You know, it's either we take it and then pull our shit, or we just like make an excuse and don't bring them at all, but wear the robes.
I mean, one of the wagons is gone already. That's not coming back.
Yeah.
So I think we could easily get away with the story of we
were
got
attacked.
ambushed on the side of the road, and we brought as much as we could.
Mm-hmm.
But we could give each of these guys a crate. I don't know how you guys are going to carry it. You're not that strong.
I mean, give them a chance.
Or one of
They-
the cards.
it's a
considering
strong
there's
motivator,
2 left,
okay?
correct?
There are 2 carts left. Aster, making that comment, you might glance at the second cart and you'd be able to see this one is not covered. That is also extremely full. It wouldn't be difficult to assume that, because the third cart was only partially stocked when you guys came in on when they were like transferring stuff from one cart to the remaining 2 because the third is busted. So you're carrying the load of 3 basically between 2.
And yeah, also she's communicating this by like sniffing at that cart and kind of snorting.
Yeah. Is Elturel still the nearest like big city, or is there like other cities that I would know about that I could tell them like, hey, go here, be good people, spend wisely. Here's the treasure, spend wisely.
You're at the end of your first day of travel, right? Am I recalling
Sure.
that correctly?
I think so. I think we're in the evening.
Yeah, sounds right. Because I only remember switching people paddling once.
Right.
Yep.
So you are actually about halfway between Baldur's Gate and Elturel, and you know that there's no major civilization between, not even like a small town.
Great. I guess I just want to like send them towards the nearest nice town and tell them to be good. If
Just send them home and tell them not to make shady deals again, or else
Yeah.
we'll actually kill them that time.
Why don't we just leave them here and we go?
I mean, yes,
Yeah.
but I don't want it to be like that awkward goodbye where we're like, okay, bye, and
Or-
then we both go the same direction.
We could just give them the boat. Here, you get a crate and you get a fucking boat.
If we give them the boat, there's a chance that they make it to the next destination before we do.
That's true. But they won't have their ropes, so they'll just be regular people.
Regular people who know exactly what we look like.
Trust me, lady, after everything you guys are telling us,
You
no
don't
way
wanna
I'm
be
going
in this.
that direction without those carts. So we're out. If you don't want us helping you, we're out.
Wise choice. Help us with information, okay?
And robes.
And robes.
They'll like quickly
Yep.
take off these robes and just like toss them on the ground at you guys. They're wearing completely normal commoner type clothing underneath.
Yeah.
So are any of them? Alta's gonna take one of the robes and drape it around her
Yes,
and
good.
just hold her tiny little arms up and be like, "Someone help me!"
Oh
at
my
some
goodness.
Point. Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
Definitely
I
does
do-
not fit.
I have a
Aw.
DM question.
I'll help
Are
you.
the horses gone?
No, they're still
Yeah,
here. They're
save the
kind of.
horses.
I'm gonna go run and grab the horses
road.
now that we need them. I'm gonna pull out some like carrots from my rations. Like, come on.
Okay, it's easy enough to coax them back. I don't think you've lost any.
I like freed them, but like you said, they didn't run far enough that it was that big of a
Oh,
concern.
yeah. So we started with 6, and 2 did get away. So you have just enough
To hitch back into the
for
horses.
these 2 carts.
Yay!
Whoops.
Our horses are back.
So Icarus, especially if you're doing it alone, it would take some time to get the horses rehitched. Especially
I will lure them with my melodies.
especially with the one harness that you cut. So
My cut one.
You started by straight up cutting one, and then the others got loose by other means as well. So, doable, yes. It's just going to take you a little bit of time to like get enough of a secure harness refashioned for the one card.
That's fine. I'll take some time. I'm not that helpful anyways.
Aww.
You
And
were
you
very
said that in
helpful.
Zone of Truth, so
Oh, I would have succeeded that saving throw in Zone of Truth, just so you know.
Oh man.
I do think.
What are you gonna
that
do with them? He's gonna nod at the unconscious guys. There's 5 of them in total.
it's been over a minute. They've woken up now.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And I assume we just kind of give them the same talk, like, "Hey, listen.
I think they've just been listening.
Hey, listen. You're in a bad spot. You got yourself in with like not so good people. Get out now, or else." And just, I hope they agree.
They say nothing.
Sweet.
We can easily give you guys money for your problems from
Yeah.
these cases. I have no problem with that. This means nothing to me.
Can I vibe check the quiet ones real fast?
Yeah, vibe check.
Okay. What are you
That-
trying to discern?
Like,
Is it
just
resentment? Like,
based on facial expression, just based on their reaction to what they have been told, like, are they surprised? Are they equally as mad as the other
Vibe
people
check
that
the
are being
shit
more
out of the blue
vocal?
boys.
Like,
Because blue boys have been in
what
the
is
cult for
going
11
on
years.
here?
That's true.
It's
Sure.
like, do we have
No.
a mixture of cultists and non-cultists? Maybe, like, what's going on here?
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. I forgot that I knew them from the cult, so they're not all merchants.
That's a 24 insight
Can we
check.
get that from a vibe check? That's where I'm struggling. Well, okay. Here's what I would be comfortable doing. 24.
That's a good vibe.
The 2 that you have not been talking. Sorry, the 2 that you have been talking to, and the other 5 definitely have. It's not just quiet. They're not just like taking it in. They're like looking at each other and looking at you guys and then looking at the 2 that you've been talking to. You get the sense that they're quietly trying to figure out how to get away. But it is you would know that it's not coincidence that they're not talking.
Pull out my bow. And like my arrow starts to glow like this brightish whitish yellow, and I'm like, so what do you guys
Icarus,
think?
is that where you're going to be sitting, or are you just kind of leaning over?
I'm like riding back on one of the horses. I'm riding back on one of the horses now. I'm like, so what do you guys think? As they're very quiet.
No, I mean you physically in person.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's camera space is so small.
Oh.
No worries.
So yeah, like, so the vibe that I'm getting is like potentially they're in on this. It's kind of.
You know you have 2 within a zone of truth.
Yeah, thank you
Okay.
for reminding me that I knew 2 of them. That definitely changes that I should speak to them, probably.
Yeah, like Aster's gonna like, she still has fur and everything. Her fur is gonna bristle a little bit, and she's just kind of going to like nose at the one being quiet and just kind of give a growl, like.
He'll sort of like
Or point.
lean back, like hold his hands up for a second, and like, ew.
And then yeah, look to the party, look to them. Like,
Ulta watching Aster do that will definitely knock a crossbow and just hold it at whoever she's nudging at the ready, just in case.
Are you still over here at the cart, Ulta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one is so Aster's by these 2 over here?
Yes.
And
They're
you-
technically within the zone of truth.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
And
what I
like
meant. You
they've
have
just
these
been
two within
quiet
the
though. They
zone.
haven't said anything, which
Yeah.
is kind of the sus thing.
Juno is going to just glide over between these guys and put a hand on like either of their shoulders and be like, "Why is the bear upset?"
Juno,
And
is
just
the
kind
zone
of like
truth
firmly
yours?
dig her fingers in. Yeah, the zone of truth is mine, and I'm fine
Okay.
with recasting it too.
No, that
I've got
it's,
some-
Did
it's
we
already
finish
there.
dragging these two, by the way?
Yeah, Esther.
Okay.
brought
Oh,
them
you did drag
over.
them over?
Cool.
Yeah, that was her whole thing while
We
they were
just
doing the
wanted to put them
interrogation.
all in a pile while they were sleepy.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I put the zone of truth on me, and it's a 15-foot radius around me, and I'm just trying to like, you know, when you're in trouble with a parent and they like put their thumb onto your shoulder, like, and you're getting that stern talking to as they're looking down at you.
Yep.
It's that movement that's occurring right now. As
So
look between
I
these
asked
two.
because the information you might glean, even if they don't respond, might be different from somebody who's just observing that didn't cast the spell. So you said you're kind of like digging your fingers into their shoulders to be just as much physically intimidating as anything else. Am I getting
Yep.
that right? Okay.
Yeah, staring at them with just vacant, dark eyes.
The one on to the south, the one closer to Eliseo, is going to sort of give this motion at them and say, "What the hell happened to you?"
I got out. What happened to you?
We couldn't get out.
You can get out now. Shut up.
I whisper, talking to the horses.
I don't know if it's that simple.
There's a big city. One boat ride that way. You can lose yourself in. Start over with this money.
They know our names. They know our faces. They've got people everywhere.
There's magic that can fix that. Like, how hard is it to start over with a new name? And, in theory, we are working on fixing this. So it's not a long-term threat if you help us.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Natural 20.
Nice.
Okay, which means 24. Okay. Huh.
They'll look at each other and then look back at you and say, and the second one will start to say, "Getting there on the road, you'll meet a grouping at," oh, I gotta look at the map. 1 second.
About to write big notes.
A grouping at So's Foot. You're meeting another caravan.
A grouping
coming,
at So's foot.
SOW' foot.
So
Yeah.
sow like cow or like
Sow's foot.
pig.
Sure.
SOW
Pig's
is,
foot.
is
Pig foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
female pig.
The second part of your group is coming north from Worms Crossing. They will be hiring out others to help. You'll be expected to unload the carts, carry the cargo through Baldur's Gate to the Black Gate. Acquire new carts and continue on the way.
Okay, acquire new cards.
Just to chime in real quick, he said the second part will be coming north from Worms Crossing. Does that mean another group like us that we're supposed to meet up with? So like another cart full of money that we should hijack?
I don't think that we can handle hijacking that many carts all at once. You are still in driver's training.
Oh god, you're right. You're right.
You're a really bad driver.
I forgot about that.
Well, that just goes to show that, you know, maybe spilling one cart or stopping this one wouldn't make all the difference, and we might have to wait further on to make the disruption.
How many days of wagon travel is it to Baldur's Gate? How much time do we have to make a plan? Not that we should plan. I learned my lesson.
A little
Don't
bit
make
more than one day.
plans. Okay.
It was
Plans are
3
bad.
days by land,
Don't
2
make
days
plans.
by the river,
Okay.
and you made it halfway. So.
Juno will kind of just like look at the group, walk over and grab whatever Ulta believes is like the most valuable box from the carts, and then just carry it back to the cultists before us.
Okay.
Along with this, here's this, and she'll just set down a book that she definitely stole from Greenest, and just set it in front of them and be like, there's a small town about a week's travel south. If you need a place to disappear, you can start there. But if you hurt them, I will disintegrate you and everyone you care for.
She did it to me. It'll happen. I'm just gonna lie to try to make her seem scarier.
What? You are
Yeah, especially
clearly
because we're in
not
like a creepy
disintegrated.
zone of truth.
She disintegrated my whole
Felt
family.
better.
I am your family.
See, we're in the zone of truth. That's why they'll believe me.
He's actually going to look at you, and then his eyes widen, and he takes another. You'll notice both of them now, looking at all of you.
Eva
So
Maria's
it's
name
true
down.
then.
Oh,
What?
what?
That's true. She can disintegrate people.
Yes,
the
that
head
part was
cock.
true.
You know,
I
we all
did
saw
it to
that. What?
two of
what
your
are you?
companions.
Greenest
Sorry.
and the camp outside of Greenest. That they were opposed.
Oh no!
That was you.
Oh no! We're legends.
Who?
Oh no!
Who?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, aren't you in a zone of truth?
You are in a zone
doesn't
of
have
truth.
to tell the truth.
I don't have to.
she's
I
the
can
one
lie in
that's
my own
right.
zone of
casting it.
truth.
That's
She
right.
cast it.
Good
This is
spot.
my lie circle.
The only lies are my lies.
Make a deception check.
Okay.
Oh, honey.
Oh,
You can do it.
With
You can do
advantage
it,
because I
honey.
was helping.
You do have a +2, corn dog.
I do. I have 2 +2s. Unfortunately,
Okay.
they don't stack. Oh, so that's a 10.
Okay. So I did have
Thanks,
to burn my
Al.
advantage to get it. But he looks at you and says, I won't tell anyone. I swear.
You best not.
Low growl comes from Aster.
Yes.
Listen, we're
The
all
smallest perceptible smirk goes from Juno to Aster in this intimidation team.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to peacekeeper a second to be like, listen,
If
we're
a bear
all
could wink.
part of a greater cause, and we are all hoping for a good resolution, and you can be part of that too. So just shh. Okay.
Also, through all of this, I imagine her sitting on the edge of this cart, wearing oversized robes, holding her crossbow aimed at one of them, and
Yes.
just kicking her tiny little legs, laughing to herself, thinking like, "What a fucking group of people."
You're talking about us or about them? Because yes.
Completely blown away at everything that's happening, but just like kicking her tiny little legs, and just hanging out.
I'm so happy. So happy with Ulta. I'm so glad she's here.
You too. Cutest party
Hi.
member by far.
Speaking of, so glad you're
Hello.
here. Hi, kitty. We have a Snickers.
Okay. Then
Anyways.
these two guys, LSAO, they're gonna keep looking at you and say, "Is this how you got out?" With a sort of like hopeful connotation.
No, they killed everyone.
Oh. Well, that is how they tend to operate.
Mm-hmm. And I walk away out. I'm not gonna talk to them anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, just remember that if you guys do anything wrong or don't follow our directions, we will find and kill you because we are friends with gods and we hear everything.
And as he says that, Juno casts thaumaturgy and the ground begins to shake beneath them.
They're surprisingly not nearly as proverbially shook from that. They sort of like look around when you do that and look back at Icarus first and then the rest of you and say, well, be careful. This certainly wouldn't be the first time we've heard that.
Apparently I'm too cute to be scary.
Yeah, you're not me. It's okay. I tried to help you. That's what you get for being handsome.
Clear my throat and go back to the horses.
And they'll like take what you had given them and basically like sort of start to walk away, looking over their shoulders every few steps. But they're just starting to walk if you let them.
Yeah.
You can also take the supplies from the third one. I don't feel like lifting that stuff right now.
There's almost nothing left. I mean, the one crate that's there and then another inside that's just been kind of spilled. But everything else was disintegrated from your moonbeam, so...
As they're walking out of the zone of truth, Ulta's gonna go, did we like get their names or anything before they go? That way if we do need to hunt them down and kill them, we have their names.
Yeah, we'll be taking your
There.
identification before you go.
Okay, so DM to players. Right now, there were only 2 names, but if you want the others, I can send them to you out of game.
Or we're gonna name them,
In
and they're all gonna
between
be.
I'd like to
stupid
memorize their
Yeah,
faces and scar them into the back of my
I'm not a huge
mind.
fan of no, but that's gonna be a no.
names. This one is Jeffrey. This one is.
I mean, we already have 2 that are named like that. Chance and not Chance.
Yeah, we have Chance and not Chance. This is what happens when you don't have names for the NPCs. I make up stupid names.
Okay, so you have those 2 names for sure. The other 1, 2, 3.
Not for sure. I did not take good notes up there.
5.
I have Tenric and
Tenric and
Javert for
Javert.
some reason.
Yes, that is. I think it was like Javier or something. I don't know.
Javier.
Javier.
Gavir.
Caviar.
Oh, I said I was gonna send this to you.
Oh, that would be a delight. So,
Here we go.
Heimlich and Caviar.
Jeez.
That's what I heard.
Gosh. Okay, so I will give you the other 5 names in between sessions, just so we don't have to burn time with it right now.
And I will be requiring an epilogue for them all.
Okay, anything else? They're walking away.
Yeah. Cool. Good luck to y'all, I guess.
As they walk away, the one who was talking to us most recently, who recognized LSAO, doesn't last a long time. Only lasts a minute. But I will. No, I will do. It's the same. Never mind. I will just. They'll feel a nice little cool breeze as I give them guidance going forward.
Nice.
Aww. Good luck,
Because I
baby.
don't want them
choices.
to hate us too much. I want them to be like, maybe they're decent, maybe. Even though I was not decent to this group of people.
Yeah.
That was a really good roll on Moonbeam. That was
It
almost
was.
max damage at 3rd level, so that was like a big fuck up on my part, but here we are.
Nah, but hindsight is 2020.
Yep.
It is in fact last year.
Okay, so we are back to the world map.
Okay.
You guys now have your. We're gonna take a brief break, but we're gonna come back with figuring out who's on which carts. You have 5 people that are split between 2 carts drawn by 2 horses each, with a lot of cargo that you now know is extremely valuable. Okay, so we'll be right back.
I thought we would be
Fine.
definitely live
That
during
was
that talk.
peak fodder. Like, come on.
I mean, you know, or I could have just done it 10 seconds ago.
Of course you did.
Okay, we're live now, so beep, beep, beep.
Hey,
You're doing
Icarus-
great.
Icarus
gotta
says out
accelerate.
loud as he backs up the horses.
you gotta accelerate as you get onto the road so that you catch up with the flow of traffic. We're the only ones on the road.
there is no traffic. Hold on.
Wait a minute. Okay, so yeah, you guys are on the road now. Started on the road. Did you give those guys the boat, or did they just walk? They would have
I
split.
let
you
them
said they
walk.
Using the boat.
I'm gonna say they split. The 2 that were like, whoa, just a travel merchant, they would have taken the boat, and they would be heading.
Was that boat a rental?
No, it
Oh,
was
no.
given.
Oh,
It
well.
was given to you by the
Sweet.
factions. They,
Cool.
if it wasn't clear, I should retcon that because it was supposed to be clear. They were giving you the boat.
Perfect. I just didn't want it to be awkward of like, ooh, we gave the car away, but that was a company car.
Yeah. So the 2 travel merchants just like pieced out on the boat. You do have all your stuff, so there's nothing to worry about there. And the other 5 that seem to be more like knowingly involved with a cult are walking back toward El Terrell, with the goods that you gave them, minus their robes, so they just look like a bunch of commoners now. Are you guys doing anything before you start moving, or are we getting right on the way? You got about a day and a half of travel by cart at this point.
I would just like to say I'd like to drive with my sister because I get nervous when other people are watching me drive.
Would we be able to then
Well, and with your permit,
borrow-
it does have to be a family member.
if we Alta, would you like to ride with us? My brother is actually quite good at hemming clothes and making them fit appropriately.
Ooh.
Yes, please.
Did you just
Because
call me
while
gay?
you look great, I don't think your wardrobe is very convincing right now.
Correct.
And of any of us, you probably need to look the most convincing. Or at least the most not like yourself.
Correct. Thank you. Yep. And she will climb up onto the back of whichever one they are driving.
Okay.
And whichever one it is, she's gonna sit in the back and keep eyeballs out. for
Okay.
People coming up the rear.
So
We'll
does
take
that
the
make
one
it-
in back then. If if Esther and
Esther
Eliseo
and
want to
Eliseo
take the one
can,
that
yeah.
lead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if at all, like beforehand, like whoever's driving the, or whoever's just kind of in the cart with like all the jewels and valuables and stuff, it's like, what do you guys think about maybe looking through some of this? I know there are some gems and things that might help us in the future potentially. I don't know if we would let you partake.
I think
from
when we
any of
stop for the
that.
night, that would be a very wise
If you
idea.
don't think that I am taking as many valuables to use as I can out of this.
What
I'm
was
sorry.
that? A
Just making
cart
sure
of
we're
spell
all on the same
components?
Yeah, hi. Did
It's
somebody
spell
say
component.
things you use for magic to a wizard?
Just
Wizard,
making
cleric,
sure we're all on,
druid.
you know, the same page and
Yes,
everything.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
okay,
I support you.
That's all she wanted to do.
Okay.
I'm so glad we're friends. I say.
Okay. So you know that you would be able to squeeze out maybe a couple hours before like going well into the night. If you wanted to try and shave off a little bit of time into that second day from getting to Baldur's Gate. At least
We should at least distance ourselves from this crime scene.
Sure. So Alta, you at the very least would know, like, I wouldn't say you've been to Baldur's Gate, given what we've discussed about your background and history, but you would have decent enough, like, academic level knowledge to know that this is a big, and not even in the usual, like, it's a long city. It traverses a decent length, words are hard apparently, of a decent span of both the river and what becomes the road. So I think we mentioned this last session, but I'll reiterate for Olta to know, like, the road stops at Baldur's Gate, and there's a new road that comes out of the north end of Baldur's Gate, and for all intents and purposes, Baldur's Gate, the city, is the road in between. So the notion that the two cultists gave you, that you're gonna have to unload at arrival and like reload to new carts at the other end, would reiterate that understanding for you, Ulta. For the rest of you, it might be kind of an odd, like, what the heck did he mean by that? But the short version is, Ulta, you'd understand that juncture, there is no road. The city, the through of the city is the road. You've just never seen it for yourself.
I will definitely, as we are traveling, make sure that is explained to the party as well as I can explain it. And for storytelling purposes, I will let you all remember what Magic just said.
Oh no.
Yeah, I
Like,
imagine that.
just-
Is this road wide enough for us to be side by side? To like just converse easily with each other? Or is it like one cart is talking with their cart and the other cart's talking with?
You would have to go single file if somebody were to be coming the other direction.
Okay.
But two carts overall, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I practice passive aggressive driving if I'm driving at the same time as Icarus. Just kind of like edge over his side of the road so he goes onto the side.
So, sister, do I drive then Taylor, or Taylor and then just put it on cruise control and then drive, or?
I'll be the cruise control. Drive a little bit. We'll see how you do with your takeoffs and landings, essentially.
Okay.
Ulta will attempt to makeshift a safety belt. Which is just like a tiny, do you remember, I'm gonna date myself right now, but when I was young, we used to have seatbelts in school buses,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and they were like
What?
tiny little.
Yep, they were the little ones that like just went right here and you just hope for the best.
Correct. That's exactly what Ulta is doing.
I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I never had a school bus.
Were you just driven?
Yeah, my school was a
You know-
walking district school, so we just didn't own
Oh.
buses unless it was for special needs kids.
Okay.
So we either were driven or had to walk.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Walk in here too. The
Rain
one
or
time I
shine.
tried to ride the bus, we had a fire drill, freaked me out. Never wanted to ride a bus ever again. It was great.
Okay.
Anyways.
So we're just on our way then. Is anybody trying to do anything in particular or talk about anything in particular?
I'll start tailoring.
I
Okay.
mean, as Aster has expressed interest in spell components, I am going to nerd out about magic with her. Just if she wants, I'm down to talk magic all the time, just as like bonding. Just-
Yeah, I mean, she's just gonna be talking about like potentially wanting diamonds. Diamonds is the thing. That
Yeah,
she's looking
diamonds are
for
great.
Specifically.
yeah.
Okay. Are you just talking about them, or are you actually like going through the stuff?
If she wants to go through the stuff while I drive, then we can.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, somebody
Yeah.
still has to be driving for sure.
Yeah, I'll drive and she can go through stuff.
Okay.
Unless, I don't know. Actually, I have a higher investigation. I don't know if
I'm
that
the
actually
best
has
at
any
looking
difference.
through things.
Okay, maybe I
Maybe-
should go
yeah,
through things.
I'll go up
Okay,
there.
okay. I'm like, yeah, you just look through the things, and then we tentatively start talking about like, oh, diamonds are the only thing. I'm like, no, that's not true. There are more important things. Let me back there. I mean, diamonds are important, but also,
I mean, considering like at least what I do with those is
yeah,
I was
diamonds
taught,
are
you know,
important.
life restoring magic, which is kind of a big
Yes.
thing.
Yes, very important. But also, did you know? And I just like start talking about all the different gems that you can use. I just need someone that isn't Juno who's heard this like 30 billion times.
Aster didn't happen to hit a tree with lightning when she was lightning striking, did she? Because I need a twig struck by lightning for my witch bolt.
Unfortunately, no.
You have a
I tried
focus,
to do
though.
that.
We can make.
Oh,
that
yeah, I mean, yeah. I just, if I wanted to look prettier,
Yeah, but
I could do
sometimes
that.
we want flavor.
Yeah, aesthetic,
Okay, fair.
magic.
Okay. So Eliseo, you can make an investigation check.
Yes.
As you're going through your cart for precious stones. Are you looking for all precious stones, or simply those that could be used as spell components to your knowledge?
Spell components,
Okay.
please. Ooh.
And I will guide you. I'll just be like,
That's-
look over there. Or
it's
bless
26,
you.
babe, but thanks.
Okay. Well, I'll keep my blessings to myself then.
I think you're on the wrong card anyways.
Yep.
I
You're
meant
just like
bless,
trying,
which
and I
was-
just like
which
give you a
enraged.
thumbs up through all of the boxes. Just like
Okay, I'm gonna send you
the
a list.
26.
List.
I'm gonna send you a list of the things that you found. It's a lot.
List of things.
Okay, and then if we get the fancy ones, we can start making tattoos.
True.
Yes.
This is true.
Oh wait, we already have one. Oh my god, we have tattoos!
Yeah, you already
tattoos.
have cool tattoos.
I forgot.
Did we both put wanting magic tattoos as part of our items for magic? I think we might have.
Is that why you got magic tattoos?
I don't know.
Because we're pretty.
I know at least one of you did, and
I
if
definitely
both of
did.
you didn't, then I did it because
Because you're
siblings
twins.
as a narrative thing.
That's not cliche at all. No.
I don't. Yeah. Okay, so Niffer, I am sending you a list.
Oh, it's just to me. It's not to the group.
You're
should
free
send
to
it to the
share it
group.
with the group
Oh.
if you want. Okay, I'll send
I'm
it to the group if you want.
I was like,
to
I'm gonna just copy paste that. But yeah, thank
There
you.
we go.
I feel special for having seen it. Are there? Oh, I was like, are there any diamonds? But I just realized they were under small and large. So
Indeed.
cool. We got lots of things. Oh yes, I love these.
Okay, so that's going to be about an hour in order to glean all
Excellent.
that. Let's maybe
Sweet.
flip to the other cart with Ulta, Juno, and Icarus. Jesus, names. Anything
welcome.
happening on your side of the caravan here? Are you just watching?
I mean, if we see Eliseo digging around, I would take over driving and let the other two dig around our cart together if they wanted to.
Okay.
I thought I was tailoring. As I pull out this little piece of rope with like little markers on certain
He is
lengths.
tailoring. Yeah.
Yep. So maybe that's what we're doing in our cart. We're just
Yeah, Ulta doesn't have too much of a desire to snag anything. She doesn't need things like that, so
It's okay. I'm coming to check your work regardless.
So
Okay.
she will keep
I
an
take
eye
magic
out the
very
back,
seriously.
though.
Okay.
She's like definitely trying to keep an eye.
make sure nobody sneaks up.
Correct.
Icarus will be humming while he's tailoring to give himself bardic inspiration. And I can't remember the name of the song, but it's that one that like is like, you know, when the princess, I'm gonna be very vague because, you know, copyright. When that princess is getting made up really pretty from like common town girl to like, and it's just like, yeah.
Here, stitch there, and I will guide you as well.
I like how literal your guidance is.
I'm just here to help. It's just me being up in your business.
What kind of check would it be to tailor? Oh, or is that just a skill check?
It is, I believe it's just a dexterity check.
Yeah, I would say Dex.
Okay.
I don't want you to mess this up. That's why I'm guiding you.
Taylor's tools are a thing. I imagine
They
they
are.
Tools are a thing. But
I
you know
probably
what?
had
like
them,
your
but I
guys'
probably didn't bring them.
creativity, So I don't really want to get overly mechanical with that. I'm just going to say roll a d20.
There's not Taylor's tools.
Just roll a d20 and we'll count
Just
it.
Weaver's
Let's
tools.
make it just like a dexterity check, and if it's like really bad, we'll have a little flavor. But there's not really a risk of failure here. Okay, so you just take up this fabric pretty naturally and start cutting away at some areas and stitching together in others, in order to match Ulta's size.
25.
You look like you're just like right in your element.
As that finishes and Ulta puts on her newly fitted cultist robes, she will kind of just like look at Icarus because they have had a weird relationship.
I added a snack pocket for you.
And she will like tap him on the shoulder awkwardly because that's the best her affection's going to get, and kind of just like probably do like a light like brush down his arm, and then just like not having any idea how to like say thank you, and then just like walk away and put something into the pocket that she sees is there.
Awesome.
I
No
whisper back
idea
to
how to-
Icarus, I adore her.
Must protect at all costs.
Okay, so I do want, I think I mentioned it briefly before, but I do want to make sure it's like clearer at least than I might have let on in the first place. These robes are not very much different from, for this world, typical just traveling overcloak sort of thing. General, not great, but general protection against like wind and rain while traveling. But these ones in particular, and the reason you've noticed them compared to the cultists that you've experienced before, is that until like skirmishes and fighting started to happen, they looked really clean. Like new sort of clean, or like freshly re-cleaned sort of clean. And they are a particularly stark black. Traveler's robes would normally be like more of like a brownish, pretty generic, just a cheap, simple covering. But you've noticed that these are very clean and they are like jet black.
So, noticing this, I'm going to take the pile of the rest of them and press digitation and clean them off so that we look presentable, like, you know, like they were meant to.
Okay.
And then I'll also start slightly modifying and tailoring them just to make sure everyone looks good when we show up.
Nice. Okay, so you're at the first night. You could choose to travel through the night to try and, make it to your destination earlier than expected. Or you could choose to stop, take a rest. What do you want to do?
I could create the dome again for us if we'd like.
Normally, people normally stop and sleep, right? So we should stop and sleep?
I think we would do best if we were on our A game.
Yeah.
You do.
not-
Yeah, that
tired.
would be.
Can we put the carts in the?
We can at
The
least
dome
circle
would not
up the
fit that.
carts.
The dome is like just big enough to fit you 5, but the horses and the carts would not fit. So, but
What we
in all fairness, you guys do know that travelers and merchants, like, it would not be strange or unusual for people to just be like parked off the side of the road, sleeping in their cart, sort of thing.
I think we should do the normal thing.
Well, I do want to give everyone the opportunity to rest fully and recover underneath the What's the weather like, everyone? What does the weather look like? GM?
It's
Great
pleasant.
question. I do have a spell for that.
So right now, and until this point, it's been pleasant. A little breezy occasionally, but you're at a large river, and it's pretty much plains to your immediate north and south of that area. So you'd understand that it sometimes gets windy in these parts. It might get stormy here and there, but hasn't been to this point, other than the storm you saw way to the east in the mountains on your way from Greenest to Elturel. It's been generally pleasant.
Well, yeah, we could do the elves swap on and off.
I can
Let
also
everyone
give
sleep.
additional help. I didn't really expend that much energy this past fight.
I'll never turn down someone to talk to.
Aw.
How about I create the dome if someone wants to tie up the horses, and I think we just then have the person that's on watch outside the dome.
I think we can make it so the dome's not the most noticeable, so like it just looks like carts on the side of the road and no one will question. Yeah. My main thing was like, let's stop and spend the night, because like would the normal people be like, yeah,
You have
let's
to
make
be
it all in
inside
one
the
night,
dome,
you know?
Isn't the dome invisible though? You're talking about
It can be
Raymond's
whatever
tiny hut, right?
color.
It can be a special color, but not invisible.
It's not invisible.
Also,
It
you
is-
have to stay inside it if you cast it.
You guys, I sent a picture of it in chat months ago. I can't
Oh,
believe you don't remember
did.
this.
You did do that.
I remember it, but you
It
can also
looks-
change the color.
I don't. It looks like Twilight. So it starts as like or the top part is like a bluish purple, and then it slowly goes down into like pinks, reds, and yellows, and it's actually a little bit more lit up towards the bottom and gets darker as it goes up.
You're right,
I
sister. It
vaguely
is very
remember
pretty.
this, and I'm scrolling back through chats to see it again.
I think it is best to be noticed because it is pretty, you know?
Thank you. I worked hard on this.
But yeah, dome's a fine idea. Let's just put it behind the carts or like off to the side a little bit, you know?
Yeah. It's got the movie theater lighting where it's like lit up by your feet so you can see around the bottom, but then as it goes up, it's darker and darker.
Nice.
But that means I'm in the dome all night, so people will need to sort out watches as I just trance it up inside.
I'll do the first one because I normally like to wake up early. Wait, no. I will do the second one then.
Exactly, like
Yeah.
Astrid's probably gonna take one of the last watches.
Okay.
Or, well, I'm like aware while I'm in my trance. It's probably best to no.
You are
Yeah.
semi-conscious when you're in a trance.
LSAO or Ulta, would you want to do maybe the first 2 hours?
Yeah, I can do that.
Icarus, you do the middle 4, and then Aster, you do the final 2.
Quick math.
You don't need to
Math.
split up that much. So long resting does not necessarily mean for non-elves 8 continuous hours of sleep. There has to be some amount of sleep involved. But
yeah, the 4 hours of
yeah.
trance time.
So you don't have to be sleeping for non-elves, trancing for elves it is 4 hours of trance. But for everybody else it's not necessarily 8 hours of sleep. It has to have I'm gonna say, because I don't know the official rule, I just know that it doesn't have to be 8 hours of sleep. I'm gonna say it has to be at least 4 hours of sleep, and then the remaining 4 hours could be sleep, but it could also just be like what the game calls grueling activity. So you could be like reading a book, but you couldn't be like working on one of your crafting projects. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you really only need like 6 hours of sleep. There it is. So you don't have to do 3 watches. Is the short version of that? If you did like just 2 watches and split it 50-50, I'm just gonna call that good enough.
We can do the same thing just with first and second watch then. So, Eliseo and Ulta, and then Aster and Icarus.
Sure.
Okay. So first watch, go ahead and give me perception checks, please. As you go
Yeah,
through
I'm
your
gonna ask you a favor of you, because I have been fine-tooth combing my sheet, and it keeps
Sure.
saying I have disadvantage on perception, and I have no idea why.
Ooh,
dare.
it's because you're a kobold, so you have sunlight sensitivity, which is disadvantaged during the
Shit.
day.
Okay, so
But
because
not during
it's
nighttime.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't. Yeah. Now that you've said that,
So strange.
I'm like,
Kobolds
oh,
are
right,
counting as
I
like
am a
drow
kobold.
and night creatures kind of things.
That's sad.
That makes so much sense. And is it nighttime?
It's nighttime.
So technically, I wouldn't have
Oh.
disadvantage.
That is true.
Yes. Nighttime.
So just the first roll then.
So you are not at disadvantage right now because it is nighttime.
Well, that's some shit. Because it automatically rolls both, and I got a 15 or a 22, and I gotta take the.
Okay, I have said before, in those cases where we just can't figure out how to remove the double roll, we'll just take the first one.
Yeah.
So we'll just stick with that. So it's a 15, and we got a
I got 13.
13, and is that just the two of you?
Yep.
Okay. So the skies are clear, and there's not really anything around you as far as shrubbery or trees, small forest, anything along those lines. It's like barren land to your north, barren land to your south. You were able to see during the day, like far, far, far off in the distance to the south across the river would have been a tree line barely visible in the best of weather. But other than that, there's like nothing around you. So it wouldn't be difficult at all to figure out if any activity was happening around you at night. And tonight, so far, for your portion of the evening, there's nothing going on. So your watch passes without any sort of incident. Would you want to be discussing anything or doing anything? Light activity would be okay for counting toward your rest, so you couldn't work on a craft, but if you wanted to like read or talk, you could do that.
Ulta will absolutely turn to Eliseo and go, so, how did you know those guys?
Yeah. They were around when I was growing up.
And she will sit silently with that answer for just a second and not say anything, and then just very gently and like kind of like attempt to be softer because she knows she hasn't been through this whole campaign, and say, well, we're teammates now, and if we're going to trust each other, it would be nice to know why my teammate is so familiar with everything that's going on. I get if you don't want to talk about it, but it also makes it hard to trust you easier.
Yeah, I get that. So when I was 11, my village elders burned my house down with my family inside. And I found out that it's because they were the cult of the dragon. And I only got out because somebody pulled me out. And I haven't been back since.
Was it one of them?
No. They were around. They were just new to the cult then. So they've been in it for a while because I'm not 11 anymore.
You don't look a day over 12. I'm just kidding.
I am
also would
6'7".
not have said that. Chrissy
Thank
is
you.
saying that. Also would not have said
I love
that.
you.
So she will get kind of quiet, and as this is all happening, you would probably notice that Ulta's swarm has kind of like gone from like uncomfortable possums to like probably like small chipmunks or something, just like a little bit softer and like a little bit less aggressive, because she's just been like trying to feel everybody out to some degree. And you will see her attempting to feed spectral chipmunks and just the food falling on the ground because they're not real.
I'll join in on that.
And-
I'll just pick the crumbs up and try and put them back too.
And
Just so that we
probably,
can have
like-
something to do with our
Yeah,
hands.
it's like feeding the little baby dragon guy, dragoon, whatever we call them.
Sunrunner.
Sunrunner. And just like
Yeah, I
kind
stay
of
away from
sitting quietly for a few minutes, and you know, and she'll like look up to you and like honestly, with probably everything her tiny body had in her, she would be like, you know, with this comes a lot of loyalty. And if anybody ever does anything to hurt you, or if you think that we're near the people who did that to you, all you need to do is call on me.
Yeah.
And I promise that I will always be there to help you.
Yeah. Well, it's tricky because, you know, like those merchants that were just wearing the robes, and I was a kid, and I could have been any of those people that we ran into on the road. You know, like they're not all straight up evil. So it makes it really hard to just say, there's a cult member, kill him, you know?
She will like kind of just nod, and she'll say, between you and I'm gonna be honest, I really haven't enjoyed killing as many people as we have anyways.
Yeah. I mean, if it's for your own safety, it's special cases apply, I guess. But, you know, that could have been any of us in different circumstances. And it's just, you know.
And she'll just kind of sit there and like, after probably a couple of minutes of quiet, she'll go, but Elisea, do you think we're gonna get out of this without killing a lot of things or people? Because I really don't think that we are.
No, we're really not. And I guess I've made my peace with that. Some days. Because it's probably less people getting killed overall. You know, they questioned one person out of my family and killed all of us except me.
Eliseo,
why?
make an
Oh
insight
no!
check.
Why?
Because Ulta just asked why.
Oh, you're 3.
You have no idea why, but you know you look very different from literally anyone you've ever seen, and that's
Oh
weird.
yeah. No, I know I look different. I don't know why they
Ulta, make a history check, actually. Now that I'm thinking about this a little more.
Oh no.
Okay,
Both
well,
of us know nothing about nothing.
it's clear that Eliseo looks very different from every being you've ever seen. And you've seen a lot of people with where you've come from, right?
Yeah.
She looks weird. For, you know,
Yeah,
to put it crudely.
Correct.
Hey,
Yeah.
Table
so
talk?
one of the handfuls of reason why she's like struggling with everybody anyways is because I'm like, who are any of you? Like, just wildly different. Yeah, absolutely, she would have tuned into that to some degree. But so like after everything,
Eliseo's a they, not a she. Just gonna
They-
say.
Oh
I'm
my!
sorry.
I'm sorry.
I
I
It's
apologize.
fine. You're good.
constantly do that.
You're good. I'm sorry.
no, don't.
No,
apologize.
I'm
You
sorry.
can
I
always
keep
correct
getting
me.
it
Yeah.
wrong.
I know. Anyways,
Always
Yeah.
correct us.
I know.
Forever.
I know. That's why I do it. But then I say sorry.
I have a quick tabletop question for
Yes.
yous. When you winged to save those people at the beginning of the game,
Mm-hmm.
did they just look like normal wings, or did they were they special wings, or were they just normal wings? Like, would I assume it was magic, or would I know it was you?
DM. What do my wings look like? We haven't talked about
We
this.
have not talked about this. So, heat of the moment, it would have been like, holy shit, they can fly. You wouldn't know.
I did pull them out during the combat too, with whatever his face is, with me and Juno.
Yeah, and all the town people looked at us and gasped.
And then that's when he surrendered to us.
Who?
When we were
when we were
fighting,
sparring and
Or
getting butts kicked.
Thorn.
Anthar?
Arthur.
Anthar.
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 thank you.
Oh, you
Anthar.
did do that.
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
In the
so-
center of town.
I
Yep,
did.
Yep,
And the
okay.
audience gasped.
Okay, so we're not going to retcon anything because that was days ago in game.
Yep.
But for you guys to understand moving forward, Eliseo, when you did that, it looked like a skeleton of wings. And what webbed between them to create the canopy, like that you could physically, because if you just had bones and
Yeah.
flapped them around, you wouldn't be able to fly, right? You
Yeah.
have to have the.
Yeah.
Heck,
The
what's the
feathers.
name for that? The webbing in between the bones that
Usually membranes.
the membranes.
Yep.
So they were fleshy.
Don't
that
like it.
was created by what you can only understand as pure light.
But you're saying they were fleshy.
They
So
look
it's-
like that,
We don't need.
but they
to keep
were
saying
made
you-
of what you
Sorry.
can understand as pure light.
Okay, I was just wondering, like, were they feathery or like, you know?
Are
No,
you
like,
saying they perhaps maybe look more like dragon wings than bird wings?
don't draw too much from this answer, but yes, like imagine
like a bat wing.
Or it
I
looks like what's
prefer
under
bat
both.
wing. Bat wing.
It looks like what's
Bat
under
wing?
both
Okay, that's more
because like
specific. That's oh my god, dactylopatagium.
Yes,
That.
that.
don't like
Imagine
any
the
of these
skeleton of a
words.
bat's wings
Yes.
and whatever Heck just said. the
Dactylophalange-
membrane that connects them that
I'm gonna
air
put it-
actually catches so that you could fly as far as you
Yes.
know is like pure light.
I have bat wings.
okay. Because
Yeah.
the way I thought of it was like what would be under any type of wing then was how my brain pictured it. It was like even birds have like the bones and the something beneath the feathers, right? That might not be true. Never mind.
Turns out we know nothing.
Different
Nothing, I'm
I
conversation.
have an
sleeping.
anatomy
Yeah.
lesson. I feel like that's just gonna be too much.
And for the last hour
gave
of our
off-
session,
I gave off one vocabulary word. That's it. That's all we're doing.
we're tapped out.
Okay,
We
sorry.
hit
You
our
can
quota.
continue your conversation now.
So, anyways, yeah, that.
Yeah.
So Ulta will
Anyways.
just conclude unless Eliseo wants to share more with like I'm not saying anything to anybody. This is your
Yeah.
story to share, but I felt obligated to ask because we are hunting after a cult and you knew
And
2 of them.
I potentially
just-
know something about it, which will help us in the long run. Yeah, it makes sense, and I should be telling more. I tried telling again the people that we just met at El Terrell. I had like went to them privately to be like, here's what I know about the cult, not in front of the group. So I just kind of tell like, yeah, I wasn't involved heavily as a child, but I did see some things, so that's better information than no information. So yeah, I should be sharing that more.
Well, when I Whatever. No
Yeah.
pressure.
I mean,
Except for right now, there was pressure.
I mean,
Just
Juno already
acknowledging
knows.
the fact that she for sure.
Yeah, Juno.
Oh, okay,
Juno
good.
knows.
That's good that your partner knows.
Because it's Juno.
Does your
Yeah.
Does your brother-in-law know? All right.
Debatably.
I don't know if he should know. I feel like he would talk about it a lot.
Ulta, you're adopted right now. You're part of this now. You understand this family enough. You're in it. It's official. Yep. You understand the family perfectly. Well done.
Okay. Well, yes. Adopted? Sure. He just talks a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind necessarily. I just don't talk a lot. So, and when I do, it's kind of like this, where I'm just very forward. So sometimes I try not to.
I don't see a problem with that.
Well, I'm glad you're not in a dragon cult anymore.
Well, I think I am too. Most days.
Cool. And she will continue to attempt to feed her like spectral chipmunks.
Yep.
Very awkwardly.
Yep.
And then just continue to sit in silence if there's nothing else.
Okay. Cool. That didn't hurt.
unless there's anything you want to
Nope.
ask Ulta.
I mean, if you want to talk either, I assume you didn't get raised in a cult, but if you ever, I'm here to be direct and forward. Thanks. And stuff.
This is great.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Do you have like a favorite food? Like, what's your favorite color? I don't know.
I mean, I'm a pretty
random
big
small
fan of like,
talk.
crickets and things.
Yeah. You like tea, right?
I am a fan of tea.
Yeah. Okay.
And she will raise the tiny cup.
Yeah. Does that ever get broken?
It has multiple times. I
Okay.
replace it often.
Okay. Noted.
Usually it gets broken because I drop it.
Mm.
Most people think that it gets broken because it's a cup and I carry crossbows. It gets broken because I'm clumsy. And these things get in the way, and she will just motion to all of the swarm of things.
Yeah,
that
okay.
surround her.
Yeah, there is stuff we need to talk about. What if they're in your way, why do you keep them around?
I can't get rid of them. So
All right. So like Icarus. Okay,
Yeah.
no.
yeah, they don't go away.
Uh,
Even when I'm sleeping, they don't go away. I woke up one day and they were with me. Kind of.
Like, was it like a special day or just like one day?
Just one day.
All right.
I mean, to me, I suppose I consider it special,
Okay.
but it wasn't a particularly special day.
Okay.
And sometimes I can't really control what they do. So some days they're nice, sweet creatures, and other days they're not. And other days I don't know what I'm getting quite. So sometimes they push me 10 extra feet.
All right.
Never quite know what they're gonna do. A little
And they-
unpredictable.
Don't really
But-
eat, do they? And I'm like shoving more food through a thing. Okay.
Yeah, no, they don't.
We're trying.
They don't, but I feel uncomfortable not feeding them
Do they like
because
speak?
they're critters.
Can
I mean,
I
I understand them.
can I investigate them? Because I like to know how and why things work.
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you.
DM, you can let it happen however you want. Also, is willingly giving
I'm making a roll right now.
Yep,
them. I apologize.
So
Like,
you
do you
can
do
make
you want to know how they
Ability
work?
to,
Do you want me to
if,
know how they
if
work?
they can hold it or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like, interacting with it, I feel like gives me enough of a, like, oh, I could figure out something about these things.
You can make an Arcana check, actually.
Excellent.
What?
Uh-huh.
+7. 27. Natural
Nice.
20. I love this dice. It's my blood spatter dice. It's
Nice.
cooperating very nicely tonight.
So, you've seen... Well, seen might be...
Are they like Puff? That's
You've
my
at
basic
least
frame of reference.
studied entities like this. They're very much like Puff.
Yeah.
A lot of overlap. Imagine a Venn diagram and put Puff on one side and this swarm in another. There is a lot of overlap and only very little disparity on the two sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely spectral figures, but you also are able to glean that they're like tied in a different but still magically based way to Ulta.
Mm-hmm.
And her commentary about how they change with her emotions gives you a little bit of insight into like the nature of that magical connection.
Mm-hmm.
And while you can't get too much like exact detail, there would be a distinct there would be a distinction obvious to you that it's not a spell.
Yeah.
It wasn't like somebody created this and therefore like components were burned and it may have some sort of end. Like this is a part of her, although it is magically based.
So like the creatures aren't fae themselves or anything?
Correct.
Okay. I'll just like try and explain that to her of like, well, from what I can tell, magic technobabble.
Yep.
But like I try and simplify it for you and stuff. Like, does that make sense? It's kind of like, and just try and help you understand a little more, just if you want to know.
Yeah, yes, it helps. Mostly it helps me understand that they're not going anywhere. Right?
Yeah?
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Cool.
Do I have any like advice for like trying to like help them?
With your 27,
control them?
you would know that well, actually having seen them in action as well, and then combine that with what Ulta is describing to you, it seems pretty obvious that if not now, then at some point she should be able to sort of use this swarm to advantages in any number of ways.
Okay.
Combat might not necessarily be the only way, but it might be the most obvious. But yeah,
So, like,
they could become more than just spectral beings sort of in your sight at some point.
Yeah. So like I guess like keep focusing positive energy towards them and like encourage them and stuff, and I think we can maybe get them a little bit more cooperative. I think, from what I can tell in my limited magical veterinary experience.
Sweet. I mean, yeah, if they're not going anywhere, I guess I'm just gonna have to get kind of used to it, right?
I mean, it's like
and
Puff,
she'll just
you
keep
know?
dropping.
Yep. I will also help you drop food onto them. Just picking it up and just... Okay. Well...
Yeah.
I just like knowing things. I don't think that anything is like off with you. I just like understanding why things work. You know, that's my thing.
I mean, there's plenty that's off with me.
Oh.
I'm a tiny lizard.
But awesome.
That's kind of weird. So, I mean, in general...
Look, we were all tiny at some point.
There's
I say
no way
as
you were
6'7".
tiny. Yeah. I feel like you were probably born at least as tall as me.
That might be true.
Ulta's brain, it absolutely is. No concept of actual human anatomy. Well, not that you're necessarily human. But...
I'm just picturing baby Eliseo right next to Ulta, being the same size. Yeah, just an actual infant the size of you. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Oh, Chrissy, you have been the root of so many good mental pictures for me right now. Thank you so much. This makes me happy.
So I don't want
yeah.
to cut this short. If you guys do have more to talk about,
We're good.
No,
We're good.
yeah, we're good.
I
Good.
wholesale for the whole campaign from this point forward. I don't want to interrupt, so I'm going to rely on you guys when we do watches and conversations like this. I'm going to rely on you to say, "We're done now."
Okay, we're done.
Sort of thing.
Yeah, we're done.
We
Just to
sort
make
of
sure I'm not
awkwardly
cutting in.
small talk through the rest of the watch. The end.
Yeah, and I don't want you guys to
Absolutely.
take me not doing anything as like a hint to like keep talking or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, just let me know and we can definitely move on. So we're gonna cut there. We're gonna take one more very short break, and then when we come back, we're gonna flip to you guys resting and the second watch doing their thing, and then we're off from there.
Woohoo!
Okay. Nothing to catch up on there. Okay. Yep. We'll be right back. Okay.
Oh, hi, Mark.
everybody. I do want to address Primal's comment because yes, interesting to see how they played it differently from your group. Absolutely. Primal, we are at just after getting to Elturel, and to this point, there hasn't been a whole lot of modification / homebrew. But I promise there's plenty coming. So as far as the existing modules go, that's where we're at. We are halfway between Elturel and Baldur's Gate, and we're going into the second watch of the evening with Aster, Icarus, Juno, right? Or is Juno sleeping through the whole thing?
Juno's in the dome, but I don't know if
I'm
she's
in the
asleep.
dome. I can like converse with people inside and outside of it, but I have to stay in it if the dome is to stay up.
That actually brings
Okay,
in my
you know what?
first thing.
I kind of want to nix that. I don't feel like that's important or helpful at all. Family vote. By the way, family means all of you. Family vote.
Okay.
Do we care about that technicality or not care? Shake or not?
I mean,
I don't care.
as long as we're not abusing it too much and
Yeah.
we're only using it for story flavor, sure.
yeah.
If we ever decide to ambush people from inside this thing, we should probably stay inside.
Yeah, I think if it comes up as like a combat usage, which would be very hard to do because of the casting time on it.
Right.
But if we were ever using it as like we are trying to block a hallway or something like that, it might make more sense for me to at least be nearby. Or maybe I just keep my feet inside of it and do kind of like the slumber party kick.
I mean, I'd
Yeah,
say you have to
just
stay close to it. You couldn't just like
a
cast
finger.
it and go off, do your own adventure sort of thing.
Yeah.
But for like, you have to be
Yeah.
inside of it. I
Let
think
us
we can
sleep
waive that.
in peace.
My
and
first
go
thing
have
was gonna be
therapy.
standing outside of it and being like, "Can you hear me?" So that was very funny that was brought up.
But the answer is yes. Yes, I can hear you from in here.
Yeah. So, okay. I think it sounds like consensus is we don't really care about it enough unless it interferes with things. And spoiler alert, it's not going to interfere with things. So we can just waive that. So, Juno, you can
say
be...
that now, but
Yeah,
I
really,
will
it's like,
find
we're
a
gonna
way.
If you're going to
So
abuse
much.
it, then I'll be like, all right, we got to put the blinders back on. So feel free to do / discuss things as you may without the restriction in place.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sit on the edge of the cart, kicking my feet, waiting a few minutes to say anything, and if no one else says anything, I will definitely steal the conversation.
Do we need to do any perception checks first just to
Yes.
watch out and see what we're doing? Okay.
Yes.
Just before I entirely forget and we have a conversation without actually watching. Wow, okay.
I mean, lucky I got out of
rolled a
that hut.
natural 2. That's fine.
I got a natural
Like,
3.
plus 8
If that makes you feel any better.
I got a 7. But you also have the
Where are
observant
those?
feat, don't you? So just like
Yeah.
your passive is just up there.
My passive is very high. It's 23.
Okay.
All.
So in the near morning part of your watch, you'd see one cart pass by. 2 people driving the horses. significantly larger than both of the carts that you are transporting. And the occupants would, as they're driving by, they'd sort of like nod at you. Aster, this would be like your experiences with. I want to carefully word this. Your experiences with cultures and civilizations outside of yours are limited to everything that's happened with this group of people. Okay? And being on a road, transporting carts, like it might be similar to something you've experienced, but your experiences are within like the key locations within your little forest habitat, right? Between families. That's it. And at least this looks to you like a much larger scale version of different people interacting together, but in all cases these are complete strangers. And these complete strangers just went by and like gave you a nonverbal greeting and kind of went on their way. Icarus and Juno, you would see and understand this as just like a typical passing by of traveling merchants, just going at the beginning of their day early.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, with each of these, there are multiple. Yeah, like it would probably be easy for the two of them to discern that Aster's a little bit tense about that. So just kind of like a very tentative wave back, but like,
I mean, I've never traded, but I think that's normal.
I guess. I mean, like you guys know, I'm not really from here, so it's just all very, very different. Just from day one. Yeah.
I mean, I just found out that you guys sleep.
I mean, that's
Fair.
Being an fair.
Elf. So I have a question. Aster, have you ever liked anyone?
Juno is definitely slumber party.
I'm like sitting on the edge of the cart, kicking my legs back and forth.
My feet are inside the dome, just kicking, so that way I'm still within it.
I'm not really familiar with those words. What does that mean exactly?
Have you ever been in love, Aster?
Oh, not really. Not in like, I think the way that you guys are thinking.
Oh, have you been in another way?
Now I'm
I
getting
don't know
more
what that
confused.
Well, there's platonic love, there's familial love, there's the love of admiration when you think someone is like super awesome and neat.
There's
but,
the hatred love that Eliseo has for me.
No, that's just animosity.
That is the best way to explain that, by the way.
That's it. That's the relationship.
You'll kind of get a little bit of a laugh at that. And, I mean, I guess I get the whole familial love thing for the most part. I mean, there was my pack back home, and now you guys are pack, and yeah, I don't know. That makes me kind of think. What did you guys think about the confrontation we had today?
Did you feel love there?
No.
Oh, sorry, different conversation.
I think I was unaware of my own abilities. I've used Moonbeam in the past, but never to such devastation. I'm still kind of sitting with the fact that I turned two men into pillars of salt. And I don't regret it because I felt in a way that I was avenging LSAO and everything that they've been through. But knowing that those could have been just two merchants who knew absolutely nothing about what was going on.
I think it was hard because, like, even while we were talking to them after, there were the ones that were like, "Oh, I was just hired," and then there were the ones that were like clearly holding resentment towards us and trying to escape, and like, that might not have, might have been more involved, and from my only past interaction before all of this was that I think they're tied to the death of my father. So it's hard to filter from such a bad place, than to be unsure, and like we know they're not all bad, but we've seen so many people like them do bad things that it's hard. Like, do I have the time to judge, or will that risk the life of other people I love because I've already lost one?
Yeah, if we had not taken people out, especially like in Greenest, for instance,
That was scary.
what would have become of Greenest? Like if Alta hadn't gone out and faced that half dragon, and they were just allowed to continue their wreckage, I don't think any of us would be here. If it wasn't for some cocky side battle, I think all of the cultists that we followed would have happily killed everyone in Greenest. Or maybe not happily, but done so under orders.
And even some of the ones that were just hired without thinking about it, like, some of them have still done bad things just because they were hired, I don't know if that...
That's where I'm so confused. This situation is just kind of all of that leading up to this wrapped into one. Like, yes, there are some very innocent people, and then there were people that were excited to... Do you remember how Leosin looked in that camp? All of them, they looked awful. And there were some of the cult members that were excited to see worse happen. But then, yeah, we met innocent people in this caravan. It's like, yeah, we don't have the time to judge. But if it comes down to the second, if there are people charging us, you guys, like I just said, you guys are a pack. And I will choose you every time. Like,
That's the love part.
I'll choose you every time. And I
reach out and just grab Aster's hand while she continues.
Like, it's these people aren't even the first. They're not the first I've met like that somehow want to see horrible things happen to people. Have I ever talked about my people or where I came from before?
I know you sleep and not in beds.
But no, you haven't talked
true.
with me about it.
Some of the other people, I guess nobles, something, I don't even know, civilized people around, they hunt my people like prizes. They don't see us as people, and that's what I see in some of those people. I've run into one. If it wasn't for this, and she'll kind of look over to the tree line, and walking out will be this stag that you guys haven't seen since the fight in Greenest. This stag made of thistles and thorns and briars, but is on fire, the wildfire spirit. If it wasn't for that, and I'm still growing into that, I still don't understand it, but it's always there, I wouldn't be here because one of those people. So I've just been very torn. I've been very torn through all of this, I guess, is the gist.
Icarus will like stand up from the cart and like approach, like ask, like, can I give you a hug? And he'll whisper like, if she accepts it, like, well, we're glad we have you here now, and now we can look out for each other.
Yeah, she'll accept it.
And he is gonna be like, that is a little creepy though. How long has that been there?
Not often.
I think
Only
it's
when
quite
I
lovely.
really kind of wish it.
It's like that cool kind of creepy, you know, where you still feel like the shivers, but like you're also like, yeah.
Okay.
Aster, where's your staff during this whole conversation?
Probably nearby. Probably if we're all like sitting on the cart or like wherever we are, like probably just leaning nearby.
Okay. So I think it'd be easy enough for all of you to notice that there's a little entity on the tip of the staff. And throughout any conversation you guys are having, it's just like there. And it kind of turns. Whenever somebody else talks, it kind of turns. Maybe tilts back a little bit. As far as you can tell, like without actually having a face, it's looking at whoever's talking. You've all seen it to this point already, so it wouldn't necessarily be a surprise. But it's notable.
Can I alter self to look like him and be like, I am Seymour?
That is horrifying. I hate that.
I don't think you can alter self to look like anything other than a person, can you?
A tree person?
Do you know that it's a tree person? Because it might not be a tree person.
That was just my assumption. He's dancing. We named him. I was just gonna make myself look as much like it as possible, because I can become like different types of people, and I can shrink or grow a little bit. So I just assumed it
actually,
was.
you can.
Yes, I
You
am
can
tree
do
person.
that.
I might look a little more human-like than he does, maybe, but it's just
Yeah.
all for the joke.
So you essentially like morph into a version of yourself that has like a crown of leaves sprouting out the top of your head, and then your arms and fingers turn into branches and twigs as you imitate this thing.
What does Seymour do? Does he like it, or
When you do
I just
that,
start
it's
dancing
sort of
a little
like,
bit?
like it does this taken aback thing and looks right at you, and then like tilts,
I tilt.
and it tilts the other way. And then it's gonna cross its branches.
I don't drop it.
While that's going on, Juno is just kind of like looking at the on fire elk that's
Oh yeah.
standing off to the side. It's just like this is one of those moments again where she's feeling like I am not as powerful as my party members.
Does it
And
feel
she's
like
just like,
You could, if you wanted a little bit of insight into that, you could make an Arcana check.
I just have a question for like the size. Is it like statuesque in like its plant shape, like because it's made of briars, or is it like moving and like fully grown like a real elk would be?
I got a natural 20 on my Arcana check because intelligence is a dump stat, so it is just 20.
Okay. So, Aster, you can answer that question before we resolve the result of that check.
So wait, first question.
Yeah, like how big is it? Does it look like it's moving like a real creature or like a statue, almost like a totem?
So it definitely wouldn't be like a statue. I'm actually looking at the stat block for my friend here, because I think it is technically small. So the actual like consistency of the briars and thorns and everything is pretty small, but what it makes up for is like probably the amount of flame to actually make it look kind of like the size of a stag.
So it wouldn't look, in pure size, it actually wouldn't look too different from an individual creature from Ulta's swarm.
Oh.
But might seem a little bit bigger because of the flame aspect. You know, the spectral edginess of it is going to expand beyond just its base body, but it's actually pretty similar. And then, so Juno, trying to glean a little bit more of, the thought you had about power and ability. You'd be able to gauge reasonably that it might not necessarily be a question of if you could quantify the power that anybody has in your party, it'd be about equal. But everybody has their own specialties and super unique abilities that a lot of them you definitely don't understand. And you can glean your own appreciation or confusion from that, but you definitely understand that you have an incredibly diverse, magically gifted group.
Oh yeah. I think for Juno, it just comes from like all of her powers come from her god. And if that god decides that she doesn't want to hang out anymore, like, oof. And like knowing that LSAO has learned so much and that like her brother is just inspired and like pulls magic essentially out of the air. And
I've
a
also
druid
got
that's just like
my benefactor
yeah,
question mark.
we're still learning about that. But I think it's definitely like she's in awe of her companions rather than it just being like a bunch of clerics who all worship the Moonweaver, and that's like the magic she knows, seeing all this different type of magic, especially like a swarm just around Ulta constantly. It's just more like there's so much I don't know right now.
Yep. And have we had the monolatry conversation?
I don't know what that word
What?
means.
Okay, so we have
no.
not. So Juno for sure, everybody else maybe, probably actually. But Juno as a cleric for sure, you would have a base understanding that the world you live in is what's called a monolatry. If we were to define religions, it exists with the understanding that like people in general know and understand that multiple gods exist. There's like very little to no question about that, but it's not polytheism. It is knowing and understanding that multiple gods exist, but choosing to have a dedication or devotion to one in particular is what you as a cleric do. That's what makes it a monolatry instead of a polytheistic sort of thing. So that would just sort of fortify your understanding that magical abilities, even within just the cleric domains, can give different abilities, different magic, that sort of thing. But then you'd also understand that you would have a basic understanding that your ability is not necessarily like a switch that can be turned on and off. Like if you as a cleric dedicated to the Moonweaver decided to switch your devotion, you wouldn't necessarily just like lose all your powers. They would just morph. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I as a player too also know this. It's more just like when you've been homeschooled your whole life and then all of a sudden you go out into the world and you're like, oh shit. That's kind of the feeling that she's getting right now. Like when I went into 7th grade and learned that there was different types of people.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Just not an ideal time to put someone into public education. Don't do it.
All right. Anything else for your watch then?
So just like bringing it full circle. So you don't like anyone?
I forgot we started with that.
Just to clarify.
But this was like, I took like a few moments of like breath after like the serious conversation, and then I go back to it.
So anyway.
Currently, I don't think so.
If you do ever find someone you love and you want to celebrate that love forever, I would be happy to throw a ceremony in your honor.
I think there's a few stages before you can just wed them, though, right?
No, there's
Nope.
not. It's a first level spell.
I like someone.
Not for
Let's get
her.
married.
Not for me, no.
Well, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, friend.
I'm so proud of you.
You guys, I am
Oops.
a servant of a god of love, so
Which
Here we
reminds
are.
me, I made a promise and I need to deliver on that promise. So we got an image, or Juno, Corndog specifically, got an image off of Twitter that was done by an artist by the name of...
get it. This is such beautiful art.
It is...
Yes, I'm so excited.
I did write it down. I am going to take... Elaine Ryan. At Elaine Ryan Art on Twitter. This is us giving her full credit as promised in exchange for showing this image on our show. This is the tattoo on Juno's shoulder after last session.
Not gonna lie, she's kind of sexy. I'm a little
I
jealous.
mean, I'm not gonna
She's
lie.
beautiful.
She's super sexy.
No, but like,
Yeah, you've got like a sun or a half moon crescent bow, and
Why
I
don't
have
I
like
have-
this
why don't-
beautiful woman.
why don't I have sexy man on my back? Can I change it?
I mean, I will give you full disclosure here. The quote-unquote lack of detail on yours, Icarus, is just from me not being anywhere near as creative as this picture. So,
It's so pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so find some cool art and send it, and we'll just retcon it.
will that be in Discord for better viewing? I will put it in the TPK Discord. I will reiterate the credit to the artist, and I will actually link their Twitter as well, because they fucking nailed that. It was fan art for another thing, may or may not have been Critical Role, actually. But we just to reiterate, I did personally contact the artist. Juno, Corndog did as well, and at a point a couple weeks ago, she responded and said, yes, you can use this image. She acknowledged that we were going to give them full credit for that art. So check out the Discord if you haven't already. New followers,
Also,
especially.
check out their other art. They're
It's
so
insane.
good.
They're so good.
Do they have any of a sun god?
You could probably look.
I
They've got
mean,
their
I
their
actually
portfolio
asked,
links, I think, on
and
their Twitter.
She said commissions. She was not doing commissions because, thankfully, because she was full up. So she's getting business, which she fully deserves. But, okay, at any rate, that's the Moonweaver. That is Juno's tattoo. And the deity that she is dedicated to at this point. So. Yeah.
Just that the
Anything
rest of the
else
watch,
for the end of your
I'm gonna
watch?
be like, Juno, are you not gonna ask me who I like?
Well, you said that like I might not know them.
So I said you're supposed to know them, but you might not.
Okay, who
So, like,
is
if
it
I
then?
Do,
Gossip time.
do you remember? Do you remember
Gossip
who I
twins.
told you about when we were kids?
Well, yeah.
I
But I
had
mean,
my fr-
wait, which one?
I had. Whoa, I'm not a player. Gosh.
I know, but we both had lots of crushes. Like I
Okay,
felt like
okay.
at least
Y'all are
I
200
interchanged.
years old.
Yeah, but not that many that
okay?
talk to me back. You know. Okay, so
That's fair.
I had my friend Corey, and I haven't seen them in a while, but I just feel like I really miss them, you know. So I've been thinking about it a lot recently, and that's it. But I remember telling you about them when we were kids, but I don't think you ever met them, so I was like, but
Maybe you could try sending them a message somehow.
I don't know how to do that. Do you know how to do that?
No. I'm not that kind of cleric. But I mean, like, if we encounter the people in Baldur's Gate who previously reached out to Ulta. Maybe they could send a message. That would be really scary and intense, though, if you were just like
Yeah.
having dinner and your stove fire just like, and
Yeah.
a person's face showed up in it. Like
Well-
that would be.
I also feel like it'd be like
Severe.
really intrusive to just like pop up in someone's mind and be like, "Hey, remember me from like a few years ago? Like we grew up together." I really, that'd be weird,
I mean, it's
I
also
think I'm just
nice
gonna
to
push
know
it
that
down.
someone's
I think I'm
just
gonna
like,
push it down for a while.
I will look into this for you. And I just like start
Spoken
just
like a true leader of a faction.
I'm gonna sit and think and meditate on this, see how I can figure out a way to talk to the Moonweaver to help connect lovers, because I know she would love to be a part of this. So now I'm just like, I have something to do in my free time. While everyone's crafting, I am going to stretch
stalking
across
your
the prime material
brother's
plane and
crush.
find my brother's crush.
Not just that I
Alright.
wanted to like just tell you, but I felt like you wanted to know, so I wanted to tell you because I knew you wanted to know. I just didn't want to, like,
I can do this in the morning. I've prayed on it.
Boom, nailed it.
That's it. I'm good.
Now I
I'm
have
done
to-
now.
I have to figure out what to not prepare for tomorrow. So
I cannot wait
Sending.
for Juno to tell Eliseo about their plan. I'm so excited for this.
I prayed on it. I found it. Don't worry.
All right. If there's nothing else, awkward pause.
Nope, I'm good.
All right. The rest of your watch passes without any incidents, so everybody gets their long rest.
Ooh.
And you have another day plus of travel to get to Baldur's Gate. So, in the interest of, while I switch the music, in the interest of not making a day of travel not take up too much time, you guys have the aforementioned opportunities to work on any of your custom crafts or activities, minus the, handling horses time, of course. So how do we want to handle the next day?
I'm willing to drive.
I'm supposed to be learning, but
Well, we have 2 carts, so
There are 2 carts, so there do need to be 2 drivers at minimum.
I can drive, but I will be casting sending at some point during the day.
it doesn't take that long, does
You
it?
can do that
No.
during driving in the moment. Yeah.
It's like texting and driving. It'll be fine.
Oh, maybe I should drive first then. Just
Don't
keep
do
your
that,
eyes
kids.
like awake, Just like be there in case of emergency then, and I'll
I
drive.
need to write this down.
I don't know if I want to be there when you do it though. Okay, but like just I need you to watch me drive though. So yeah, I'll have to be there. Okay.
Ulta is always willing to try driving, but I don't know if a 3-foot-tall kobold could manhandle 2 giant horses and a cart full of gold.
So, Ulta, in fairness, I believe that you would at least have a base level understanding that driving is really just directing the horses. It's not handling, which I know I may be way off, especially because the person behind Ulta is a horse person. But in this world, in my world, saved myself there.
Yeah, you're the boss, man.
Simple animal handling check with your stats as they are. And you can flavor that however you want, but it may not, narrative-wise, be as complex as our world.
I just rolled a 20, so
Oh yeah,
she
easy enough.
will, attempt to And I would probably play it as, and DM, you can change this if you prefer, but as Ulta would kind of be using her swarm as more of like sheepdogs,
Okay.
like kind of like keeping them as in line as possible, and if they get too close one way or the other, they're just kind of like maybe nipping at heels or something very gentle to keep them kind of in line, is how I would
Okay.
probably
And-
imagine it to go.
Yeah, understanding that your swarm is more of the spectral variety, they are still visible. So, I would say that definitely works the way you want it to.
That way we give some of the like more humanoid folks a break from constantly being the ones manning
Sure.
the heavy tasks.
I'm really nervous for this message.
It's like sending a T9. Hey, who remembers T9? Sending a T9 text message in your
Button mashing.
Nokia
I
brick
love
or
when
the
people
first flip
write
phone.
messages in it, like in the actual like number presses, and still being able to read that and knowing what that means. There is a
Yup.
bug in here. Okay. It's been like
man.
crawling and then like flying around, and I don't know what's going on.
Okay,
Is-
I don't know
is
how
sending-
you haven't freaked out to this point, so I admire that.
I don't mind bugs.
I do.
I mind like millipedes and centipedes. When there's that many legs, I'm not about it, but anything
Yeah.
other than that.
Is sending verbal? Do I hear it, or does she just do it without me knowing?
Oh no.
There is
It
at
is
least
verbal.
a verbal component of the spell, so you'd know that the spell's being cast.
Yep. It's probably like literally just me sitting there like and then I just like lean down and I just say it all. Like I pull the thin copper wire and I just speak at the wire. So you're definitely going to hear this. That's how I'm going to flavor this, is that when
Oh,
I
no.
say it, everyone around me hears it.
Yeah.
Unless I'm whispering and intentionally trying to be stealthy with it. But
Yeah.
alas, the
Yeah,
message.
the details
everyone.
of sending are a lot of gray area. There is a verbal component, but it doesn't say you have to speak the full message. So, Corndog, if that's how you want to flavor it, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Okay, so. Hi, Corey. Juno here. I hope you're doing well. Question for you. Have you ever had feelings for someone within our grove? Icarus says hi. And they can respond to the message. Blatantly obvious about what this conversation is about. I haven't talked to this person in probably 40 years.
The thing from our backstory is you've never talked to this person or
No,
met them.
I've never met them. But I'm familiar with them because of you.
Yeah.
Only reason why I can talk to them.
Okay, I need to look into.
But they're from our grove, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
We're gonna put them in our grove. That's also what I've called our community, has been a grove.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I definitely have like played with them in our grove and like known them in our grove, but I don't know if they're originally from it.
Juno knows.
But they've been there. They've been in it.
They've
yeah.
been in our grove. I know them then because I'm a creepy lurker. Writing fan fiction about everyone in the grove.
You're just
I
Tina's
was the name?
simultaneously-
burgers.
What was the name again?
Corey.
Do you need me to DM you?
I simultaneously need to read all and none of this fanfic that you've written.
Yeah.
Call it
Hyacinth,
friend
if you can
fiction.
DM me and like I have your full character sheet here, but I don't want to spend everybody's time for me to read it. Oh no, I'm supposed to respond right away. I do have to find it.
Just make something up. You told us how excited you were for improv for the last hour of the
Yeah,
session.
I know. What was the name again?
Corey.
Corey? C-O-R-I? Y?
I don't know the spelling. That's up to Hyacinth.
Enter.
I think it was C-O-R-I. It might have been I-E. I don't remember exactly. But I'm messaging
That-
you too, so.
Aha. Okay. Say the message one more time.
Okay. Hi, Corey. Juno here. Hope you're doing well. Question for you. Have you ever had feelings for someone within our grove? Icarus says hi. Just popping into someone's brain who I haven't actually talked to one-on-one before.
I don't know if you can do that.
I've seen them. I'm familiar with them. I just haven't played with them or talked to them myself.
Oh, okay. Okay. Fair enough.
We were kids at the time. I had shit to do, becoming a cleric and all. But did I stalk my brother? Yes. I wasn't good at making friends.
I feel like you were an overprotective sister too, honestly.
Oh, yes.
Because I got bullied a lot as a kid.
Yep. And I would punch people in the face and then have to go do more cleric chores because of it. As you can see, I don't take well to people in conflict. Just microwave them.
Sending is like the number one, like most like difficult spell in the entire game.
Most mischief. Most mischief ever.
Okay, so
Frickery domain. I'm also gonna. Can I pray to the cleric or to the Moonweaver too before I do this? Just because I'm like, I'm sending a message. It's about lovers.
sure.
Just
You
like
can do
ask for
that.
her guidance to get it directly to Corey.
Sure, go ahead.
You still have your good table that you could maybe pull too.
Oh yeah.
I haven't used mine either, but I don't think that affects this.
It actually kind of does, but for Juno. Juno, so you do a quick little excited prayer to the Moonweaver and then attempt to send this message, and you realize before you even finish casting the spell that it fizzles. Corey is not a person. We're going to burn your good table to glean this, by the way. Corey is not a mortal being that exists.
You fell in love with a god.
I am going to just sit there with it. Because I'm guessing I said the entire thing, like all the words came spewing out of my mouth, and then I'm just going to look over at my brother and be like, Corey was the name?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, unless he changed it, I guess. That should have been the name.
Corey's not a person.
Of course Corey's a person. What else would they be? I just look confused at this point. Like, they were about this tall, and then became that tall, and then we grew up together. Like, I don't know if you've seen him, actually, but I always told you about him.
I know you've told me about him.
So what do you mean?
Well,
You can't just, like, call people not people. That, like,
I
could be
tried to send a
offensive.
message, and it's just like us like yelling at each other
That could be
inside of our
offensive.
car. I tried to
Yeah.
send a message, and it fizzled out. It wasn't going anywhere.
Does that mean he's dead?
Moonweaver didn't help. It's oh god. No. Maybe. Probably not though. I feel
don't
like the
get how your shit
Moonweaver would have told
works.
me if I tried to send a message to a dead person. Like she's not that big of a mischievous person. Thank you, Heck.
Wasn't your whole shtick that she was mischievous?
I mean, she's mischievous, but she's not cruel.
And I don't think that's cruel.
So like,
Kind of sweet.
I feel like she would probably let me know if they were dead.
I mean, I
But-
hope so. Just so, like, you could, like, let me know and then I could mourn, you know?
Yeah.
We spent a lot.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, we are wearing a lot of black right now.
Like, for, like, literally, you're wearing a lot of black.
We all are. The robes.
Oh,
are
shoot,
stark
you're right.
black.
I was like,
You were
don't
saying
lump
it
me
in character.
I mean, it was like, he was like my only friend growing up. Like, no one else really talked to me. I'd be really sad if he was dead.
Well, he's not dead. And I say it with every bit of confidence I have. Maybe we'll pray on this. We'll pray on it. We'll find him.
And that normally works for you, right?
I mean, it works.
I mean, if it works for you, I'll
Sometimes.
try it. If it doesn't work for you, it might not work for me. I don't know.
We,
I'm still
we
new
could-
to this praying thing.
Yeah, we'll try. We'll give it a whirl.
I've been trying out this thing that's like casual chats a little bit more, rather than
That feels
praying,
more
but-
your brand than
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
Like a hookup app.
What was that?
It was under my breath. I said like a hookup app.
Under your breath, but over the mic.
Yeah, I didn't
Yo.
think that I was unmuted. That was a
Um,
Chrissy comment, not an Ulta comment.
It's more of a swipe, not really a chat. Oh god, that was good. I'm gonna go pick through the jewels a little bit and think on this, cause that's weird.
Yeah.
That normally works, right?
It should. I've never actually cast that spell before. I just asked about it last night. Normally, if I want to talk to someone, I just go talk to them.
True.
I mean, I only really talk to you and Eliseo, so
I don't really have anything helpful like you do, so I just kind of sit here and every now and then hit someone hard.
All right. Here, come here. And Juno just like presses her forehead into his forehead.
The sibling
And she-
connection thing.
Yep, twin connection.
That's become a thing.
And,
I love it.
She just, you hear her like muttering something, but you can't understand what she's saying. And then after a brief moment, you just kind of like step back and you're like, huh. As you feel a little bit more intelligent than you previously did. That's what we're gonna go with because I don't know. It was either intelligence or wisdom, and I'm going with Fox's cunning. But you have advantage on intelligence checks if you were to like try to sort out how you could like sort out your past or things like that or I don't know.
I'll just do some hard thinking in reflection, like memories, I guess.
Yep. And now
Thinking check. Can I think? Do I have the brain cell right now?
I don't have it anymore. I just willfully gave it away.
Awesome.
I don't know. I was thinking like maybe you could like do a history of your life check and figure out like what this person was like for you. I don't know. I'm just trying to help.
Can I do a think check, DM?
Yeah, you may.
If there was anything odd about him, like
Yeah.
what if they're not a person?
I'll like try to like think back for a sign of something weird because my sister's being weird.
Okay.
And also
so-
she said he's not a person. I don't really know what that means, but like maybe that would trigger something in my memory.
Yeah. If you
Okay,
notice
so
anything
I'm just gonna
odd there.
ask this now because I don't want to forget, and I feel like I don't think any other medium would help. So what I have in front of me right now, based on what you've given me, is as you got older, you were given a gift by this friend. You didn't realize what it meant. Have you told me what that gift was?
I think it was my lyre before it transformed.
Okay. So let's leave it at that.
It was just my instrument.
Let's leave it at that. And we should actually call it a night here. Hyacinth, the person, can you please send me a DM in Discord, and I'm going to not open it so that I have the notification tomorrow morning when I wake up, and I will remember this conversation and follow through on the, extrapolating the results, but we need to flesh that out. And we'll make that happen before next session.
Okay.
So, your collective long rest occurs. So you get all the benefits of that, everybody. And we're going to begin our next session with the final day plus of travel between here and the city of Baldur's Gate. I do want to shout out to a few new people in chat who have mentioned, hey, there's a lot more RP in this than I remember when I ran this campaign. At TPK Roleplay, that is a big thing. And I'll reiterate something I said to the group in private. I love playing this game, and I do not view it as me running this session. I view it as me playing this game, just from a different perspective, with this group, for that very reason. I have said it before, and I will say it again. If you think you know the Tyranny of Dragons campaign, I promise you've never seen it done like this before. So, with that, I'm Dat Magic Juice. I am the shepherd of this lovely clouder. Let's introduce ourselves one more time on our way out, and then we'll call it a night there, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. Heck, who are you?
Hey guys, it's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, I played Aster, our shifter druid who has a lot of thoughts and feelings this session. And yeah, you can find me at Sir Heckalot on Twitter and Instagram and in our lovely Discord that you should definitely join, especially all you new peeps, because we have a really fun time in there. We talk about our shows, we talk about things that aren't our shows, all that stuff. You should definitely check it out. As for where you will see me next, you will actually see me next this coming Saturday night for a Coven game, Camp Flying Moose. I'm so excited for it, you guys. I was just finalizing the prep for it today. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited. And also the promos will be coming out on Twitter real soon. You will also see me on Sunday with Total Party Recap, talking about the amazing stuff that happened this week. As well as this coming Harper session. We'll see what trouble we get into next. But for now, that is all I got. Let's keep on keeping on.
It's me. Hi, I'm Niffer. I played Eliseo. They're a time wizard. Asamar. Maybe a bat Asamar, apparently. Who knew? And yeah, I can be found everywhere on the internet at Nifferniff. I am a Jasper's Game Day ambassador, which is a member of the charity Jasper's Game Day, and they are a wonderful organization about the education and prevention of suicide. And we have our Jasper's Game Week, which is a big week-long charity drive over at jaspersgameday.com. It's in the chat. Go check them out. They're doing wonderful things with a lot of different games from all over. We actually are partnered with people in Australia, so we have 24-hour gaming, which is really cool. And all proceeds from things go to benefit different sections of I'm forgetting the name of the organization, but it is all about education and helping people support each other through difficult times, and we love that here, we love that here at TPK. Besides that, you can find me in Modules Week. I'm in Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays with all of our cool stuff. Also, next week, Thursday, is our next Victorian Paranormal Society. I'm playing a ghost. It's pretty fun. And yeah,
what day did you say next week?
Next week, Thursday, the 13th.
It's on That's right. We switched
Yes, it
days.
is.
I was like, what?
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
sorry, my bad.
Anyways, yeah, but if you want to talk about that more, you can, because it's your turn now, buddy.
Yeah. Hiya. I'm Hyacinth. It's me. I was Icarus. Are really awkward and randomly dropping a lot of weird conversations and things. I don't even remember what I've done already. But yes. So you can find me on Twitter at Andersynth, or basically on like Discord or anything else as Hyacinth. And next week I thought it was Monday, which is why I was confused, but now it's Thursday because we changed a few things. And I'll be on for Victorian Paranormal Society. Yes, very fun. It's our vacation. And then Wednesday, I will be on for Singularity, which actually may be our last game of Singularity. We might be switching to a new game, new system. I think that's our last game. Don't quote me. I'm just a player. But, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming in the works, and Fun. I'm so scatterbrained all of a sudden, but yeah. Next.
It's late. I get it. Hey guys, it's me, Corndog. I'm here Wednesdays and Thursdays during module week. I'll be here to hang out on Saturday with Sir Heck. I'm pretty excited about that. So come hang out with us and some meese in the woods. And then I'm in Sherlock, VPS. I'll be here next Thursday. I've got a really cool outfit planned and maybe some new hairs. We'll decide on that soon enough. But very excited about it. Also, I'll be leveling up to level 30 that day in my personal life. So please come celebrate me and leveling up.
We all got snacks for it too.
Snacks. Yeah, and then I'm in a bunch of stuff this month. I'll be over on Neon Light's Roleplay for a really cool one-shot that'll be coming up soon. Heck just got added to it, and so I'm super excited about that. That's on the 17th? Yes, 17th. It's a Monday. Yes, yep. Oh my gosh, Purple, we're almost twins.
Stop taking my thing.
Stop trying to take our thing, Purple. But yeah, and then there'll be a really fun session on Memorial Day that I get to hang out with Chrissy and some of our UK friends, where we're going to be introducing them to the world of D&D, and I'm playing a fairy barbarian, and I haven't been this excited to play a barbarian in a really long time.
A fairy barian?
Fairy barian.
Us.
Awesome.
I'm so stoked. It's my energy encapsulated, so I'm just thrilled.
I'm there for that.
And now I'll pass it off to Chrissy.
Yeah, so my name's Chrissy. I played Ulta, our Swarm Keeper Ranger Kobold. Where else will you find me? Definitely in the TPK Discord. So if you are not a member, make sure you join us because there is a ton of stuff happening over there. And if you are into the RP that we do, because TPK is so RP heavy, we actually do downtime RP. So there's even more to check out there, so you can kind of learn a little bit more about character backstories and character growth and character changes, and what happens in between sessions. So it's pretty sweet. Some of the other stuff I'm also in Module Week a lot, or what feels a lot, not quite as much as I don't think Niffer is. You are in a lot of Module Week.
I am the gremlin.
It is
fine.
It's
I just live
amazing.
here.
But I suppose Corndog, that makes kind of you too? Or you're not in Friday.
No, I'm not on Friday. I'm only in 2 days during module week.
Same.
I'm in
Only
3,
two.
often 4.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm in the other kind of old school D&D module, Tomb of Annihilation, Beyond the Undergrowth. So you get to watch me and a group of crazy folks trudge through the rainforesty forest misery zone with dinosaurs and a weird baby god that we're really not sure what we're doing with yet. So, come help us with that. And then you'll find me kind of in all sorts of other one-shots and putting things together. Stick around. We've got a ton of stuff coming up. I know that Harper's is coming up, Dark Echoes is coming up, lots and lots of stuff. So stick around. That's all I've got.
All right, and one more time, I'm That Magic Juice, as you see it on the screen right there for Twitch, and Twitter and Instagram. My main claim to fame is D&D stuff. I run this game here on TPK Roleplay. I run one more campaign on my own channel every other Friday. And in both cases, they're based on 5th edition modules that already exist. But there is a whole lot of customization and homebrew. And if in both cases we have casts as awesome as this group right here. Again, we had a couple comments about how much role-playing we were having going on. I guarantee you it is meaningful, both in the sense of getting context and content from the players and their characters, as well as from the overall overarching stories and narratives. The other one I run on my channel is based on the Princes of the Apocalypse campaign. And again, in both cases, there's just so much more going on. So if you're interested in D&D, but not quite as by the book as 5e tends to be sometimes, both cases. And if you've missed anything in Queen's Gambit up until this point, check out the YouTube channel, which has already been linked a couple times. All of the campaigns in TPK Roleplay are rolled into their playlists on that YouTube channel, so you can check them out and roll through them at your convenience, especially if you're working from home, which a lot of people are these days. So, with that, we're going to sign off. Thank you for checking us out. Thank you for hanging out. And we are going to raid a friend on our way out. So, peace.